Greetings and salutations, my name is Deltran, helping you build killing machines so you can dominate in PvP and special hero maps, and if you want help earning all the orbs, feathers, sacred coins, and everything that this game throws at you every week, consider subscribing. On this live stream, I want to go through a quick list since it's a new year. I want to talk about heroes that I liked and disliked last year, specifically 5 that really stuck out to me and 5 that I was really disappointed in. Then I want to go ahead and try to review some of your guys' heroes. People have been asking me about this on and off ever since I've been doing this, so I'd like to see what I could do and comment on your guys' heroes. And then lastly, if it's not super late, I would actually like to go ahead and do a Tempest Trial, but instead of me just running through randomly, I would like to have your guys' input on what team or teams, if I fail that much, should be used. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's bring up the chat. I should be able to do this a lot faster, I would think. Boom. There it is. It's coming up. I like it. And it's even skinned. How about that? I'm learning, guys. I'm doing something here. So thank all of you guys for joining me. I am super appreciative that you are here with me tonight. It's pretty exciting. So yeah, while we're letting people come in, let me just say, hey, Void Knight, Rena3608, Mystic Blaze, Joshua Erez, Sadistic Gamer, Roblox Girl, thank you guys for jumping in. Greatly appreciate it. Let me go ahead and just start off with what I wanted to talk about at first to get things booted up, but to let you guys know, I do want to go ahead and review some units, and there's a few ways you guys can get that to me. One, you can try to friend me on the game. Link down in the doobly-doo, there is my friend code. If you send me my friends list is full, but if you send me an invite, I could see your lead hero still. So if you do that, I could go ahead and just take a look at it through the game. If you want to, you can also join in the Discord channel, or you could send me a picture on Instagram. Those are the two social media things that I'm doing. Discord and the Discord information is in the doobly-doo, and I am Deltran on Instagram if you want to send me images that way. Or you could go ahead and link it here if you put an image or whatever makes it easy for you guys. I just want to be able to see what you guys have. And yeah, we'll go ahead and talk about it. It'll be a lot of fun. So let me go ahead and see what's going on here. Yes, first. Yeah, Roblox Girl. Yeah, I did see you first. Sorry, I read from bottom to top. I was not trying to specify order of arrival or anything. So let me see here. By the way, let me know how the stream is. As I started to mention, I was having some issues. I switched to a different computer that should be more performant, but I'm starting to see some issues with other things. So let me know how things are going, because I don't want to give you guys potato quality stuff. I hate that. It drives me nuts. I do have a new microphone, and I have this sweet microphone arm. Take a look at this. Yeah. My old Blue Yeti bit the dust. Over the holiday season. The holidays were not kind to me. They really weren't. And so I don't want to complain about it. I don't want to go through that list. But the last thing that happened was my mic broke. And that was just so disheartening. And that's one of the reasons why videos were really slow through the end of 2017. So that should be picking back up, absolutely. So let me see here. Okay, great. Fine. Oh, you were here since 9:30, Roblox Girl. Wow, I am so sorry that I made you wait even longer. Thank you for being around. That's great. That's humbling. That's very humbling. So, yeah, I would like to go ahead and go through a quick top 5 list of the 5 units that I have loved from the last year, which basically means everything except for the New Year's banner. Actually, technically, they were also released last year too, but you know, hey, we're just splitting hairs now. And then the top 5 units that I was disappointed in that came out last year in Fire Emblem Heroes. And really, this list is very subjective. It is very personal. It's influenced by things like stats, pull rates, how many times I've seen them in arena, flatulence, how angry I was that day. I mean, it's it's a very personal list, but I would like to share it with you guys and have your guys' input on what you think about this list. And in the end, I want to talk. Have a little bit of engagement with less stuttering on my part. I want to hear what you guys think were the best units that you enjoyed the most last year, and the units that you just, for one reason or another, you were just not cool with. So let me just go ahead and jump right into this. So my number 5 most liked unit would have to be Nephany. Now, it's funny because I had not a clue she was coming. A lot of people were like, oh, she's coming out with the Black Knight. And I was excited for the Black Knight because I learned who Black Knight was. Once again, I had known nothing about the greater Fire Emblem ecosphere except for what I've learned from this Fire Emblem Heroes experience. And so whenever I'd find out about a new hero, I'd dive in and be like, oh, what's going on here? And so Ike, being one of the most popular ones because of Smash, Ike was out on the scene, and I learned about his backstory. So I learned about the Black Knight, and I knew that I was excited for him to come in the game just as much as everybody else was. And then that leak happened where Nephany was there, and I'm like, who's this blue-haired, green-haired chick? I don't care. Turns out I was so wrong. Wrath was one of the first skills that came into the game that really started to shake things up. It was like the catalyst for a lot of different changes, and it was disappointing that she also came with Slaying Lance, to be quite honest with you, because until recently we couldn't get Slaying Lance without burning an Nephany, and she was so much more valuable for Wrath. Wrath ended up being such a wonderful spike damage addition to units, and it helped bring out viability in a lot of different units, and that's actually why I liked her the most. She performed very well. Her default kit was great. I tweaked a few things on mine. Nothing. I don't even know if I finished her, to be quite honest with you. Let's find out together. I have 2. I pulled one on the banner that she was on not too long ago. But this is mine. I don't think she even has that great IVs. And no, I did not finish her. I don't have a C slot. You know, I just have Fury, which works out really well on her. I think people overuse Fury. Fury's great on her. And Wrath is a wonderful skill to have on this. So that's where that stands. I don't want to keep on gushing forever about that. So Nephany, I think, was just good. Had a great skill set and everything. Let me catch up with chat here. Oh my gosh, hey! Joshua Ezra, thank you so much for the super chat. That is amazing. I greatly appreciate it. Let's see here. Roblox Girl saying, the stream laggy for me every 5 seconds. It lags for me. It buffers every 5 to 8 seconds for 1 or 2 seconds. You know what? That's what I'm noticing on my end. Feels there's a delay of 5 minutes. There is a delay in what I am.
You're buffering.
Huh?
You keep buffering like every 20 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I just had confirmation of that. Let me tell you what, guys. Let me look at a couple of things real quick here, because otherwise this is a bad experience. What else is going on here that I can manage? Well, that's one thing I don't want running. This computer thinks I want to have a live antivirus running. Who wants to be safe, am I right? Speaking of which, Intel and the meltdown bug. How about that? That's impressive, isn't it? Yeah, as a software engineer and as a gamer, I was not happy to hear about that. Yeah, not happy at all. I mean, seriously, whenever the patch comes out for your system of choice, it's going to be potentially a 30% deduction on performance. That's garbage. It just shows what kind of shortcuts everybody's been making, and it's going to make anybody who deals with IT, it's going to just make their lives difficult for so long. It's gonna take a long time. Let's view all settings. Alright. I also pull up the chat here because obviously you guys were able to get through to me on chat. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Just wanted to shut off. Hey, Sleeping Forest, thanks for jumping into the stream. Sorry that things are a little bit laggy right now. Roblox Girl, the stream laggy. I'ma burn my phone and get a new one. It's not you, Roblox Girl. It's totally me. It is totally me. And you know what? I'm like seeing some frame rate drops, and it does bother me. Wow, hello from the UK. I'm a Zoe. 3 cups of coffee, feeling strong. That's awesome. I had a cup of coffee myself. Man, I don't know why. And it's funny because I did test this the other day, but then I was like, oh, I need to test this before I actually go live today. And as many of you know, I'm a father of 3 children. And so I got to participate in bedtime. I love bedtime. Bedtime is amazing. But when it comes down to it, I just it took up all my time tonight. And honestly, I had so much better performance out of this before. And I'm not too sure why this thing is going so crazy. Will Bill, hey, thanks for jumping in. Good to see you, buddy. One last thing for me to check. I have a question. It says that I'm buffering. Does that mean that you guys don't hear my entire sentences then? Is that what's going on? It's buffering. Does that mean my audio cuts out a lot? There we go. That's a little quicker getting there. Will Bill, I issue a challenge to play through a real Fire Emblem game. I should. I really should. I would like to. Actually, as a matter of fact, if you guys want to put your suggestions down in the comments, or down, well, in the comments if you're watching the replay, in the chat right now if you're here, I love that. All right. Alright, looks like I was starting to get a little bit more speed on things. Let me adjust one more thing. I'm going to... Maybe I should type this to you. Okay, I found some of the issue for sure. So let me know if the picture is acceptable, if the audio is coming across strong. There's definitely going to be a delay in between everything going here. Let me catch up with chat so that I could talk to everybody. I don't know if it came across earlier, so let me scroll back up here so I could see it. Joshua Ares, thank you once again for the super chat. That is greatly appreciated. I'm very humbled. That is amazing. I wish I could have actually spent more time saying thank you whenever that came up, instead of trying to figure out why things were going bad. Seriously, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Let me go ahead and just scroll all the way down here to see if people are saying anything down here about things. I did miss the part where everyone agreed that Noontime Sheena was the best Sheena. It just buffers the video and pauses. Roblox girl at the bottom of my soul is dead. A guy was summoning and the whole circle was 5 stars, so that means I got 5 stars and 1 summoning patch. Wow, that's awesome. And Mystic Blaze is saying there's no more lag. That's good to know. That is great to know. As long as there's no more lag in between what I'm doing and the video quality is good, then I'm excited. Let me see here. It's funny. I'm using a stronger computer than what I was for my previous live streams, but then I tried to up the quality of things. So I think maybe I should have made one change at a time. I'm not good with that. I'm not good with that at all. All right, so it looks like we're okay then. I'm going to go ahead and keep on. I'm going to start to go on with everything. Once again, since other people are joining, thank you guys for joining. I greatly appreciate you guys being here. Right now I'm going through the list of my top 5 favorite heroes from last year, which technically is all of them because the New Year's Band released that, before the end of the year. And my top 5 personal least favorite units. Very subjective list. So while I'm doing this, though, if you guys want to send me via Discord, via Instagram, via chat here, even afterwards, if you're watching the replay, down in the comments below, if you want to send me a link to a build of yours, I want to go ahead and do some community build reviews because a lot of people have been asking me to do so. I've put it off for a while. One of the reasons is technical issues like this, but I want to go ahead and do that for you guys because I think a lot of people have been asking for it, and it does seem like fun. So go ahead and queue those up however you want. Send them to me. You can also friend me in the app. My friends list is full, but if you friend me, I will be able to see your lead hero in the backlog, so to speak. So please go ahead and do that. Whatever is easiest for you, go ahead and do that. My thing is down in the doobly-doo. So go ahead and you can friend me there. Mystic Blaze, oof, video lag is cray-cray. Oh, it's video's lagging again. It's funny, I'm getting notifications that things are picking up, but then dipping once again. Way too laggy, froze for me. Jeez. What is going on with that? No, I'm like watching my Outbound. $30 says my wife is watching Netflix. That's all right. So let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and push on to the next thing, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Oh, it's still in the same. Well, no, it's okay. It's a good. I have a good downward profile there. Roblox girl, so that's good. All right, so anyway, so that I mentioned that Nephany was my 5th favorite hero that has come out this in the past year. We'll jump back and forth between different between best and worst because that sounds like fun to me. So my number 5 least favorite or worst hero that I have seen is Fur. Now, she was a part of the original group, and there's a lot of people who this isn't the first person I'm going to mention that's going to be in the original group of people, and they're at a disadvantage. But several of those people, you could do something with them. Unfortunately, Fur's speed was never enough to really push her to the top. She had good resistance, she had good speed. It wasn't the best speed, but I mean, long queue's long queue. And when it comes down to it, there's I'm not going to call him out if he's not here, but there's somebody that has a +10 Fur, and I've used him. He's on my friends list. I've used him in the different voting gauntlets, and it works well. But that's the thing is that I remember trying to theory craft Fur, and she didn't do anything well until she had a lot of buffs on her. And I don't mean just like, oh yeah, +4 attack or, X Zero's thing. No, like, she needed a lot of buffs on her in order to get her going. And it was just so sad because she seemed like a cool unit. She seemed like she could have had a good niche. And that was also another problem with all those initial units. They did not have what they needed to succeed completely. And the kits have gotten much better. It doesn't excuse the fact that she's in the 3-star pool and the 4-star pool. And really the only thing you use her for is for special weapon fodder. So that's why she's there. I'm not going to beat her up much more because she can't take it. So that is my 5th least favorite unit, which is Fur. My let's see here. I was catching up with the video. It's fine now. Okay, good. Oh, Shushin, the Elegant. I didn't realize you're in here. Now it's better, but still sluggish. I bet you the video is gonna be a little bit sluggish, and that's fine. 447. I don't know how to actually pronounce your name. Should I just read off all the numbers? I'm going to call you 447 for short until then. Keep in mind that the chat is like 5 minutes behind. I'm surprised how far behind the video in the chat is, which is a little bit disappointing. I should probably have that tightened up, but I'll go ahead and do that as a later setting. And was okay with there being a little delay, but it's strange that there's that much of a delay between what comes up and what I read, unfortunately. Eric Klink. Oh, hey, good to see you, Eric. Thank you for jumping into the stream. I wish I had an F&E. Her HP is quite low, but everything else is great. Yeah, and she does have a really low HP. It benefits her because of Wrath, and that's what the idea is you want to get her into Wrath really quick, because it just causes a world of problems. She'll be even more of a nightmare if they ever make Vantage a seal. I'm calling it right now that they never do. Great, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next favorite. Number 4, my 4th favorite unit of the year is Ike. Normal vanilla Ike. I like Ike. I've loved Ike. I make the joke that Smash Brothers was my first real Fire Emblem game, and I saw Marth and Roy in that first one. But then I forget which Smash he was in, but I picked it up with Ike, and I was playing with a bunch of friends. I'm like, yep, no, this is what you do. You use Ike, and you just crash people. It's amazing. I liked his aesthetics. I liked his skills in the game. And then, like knowing that he was from Fire Emblem, all my friends were like, well, how do you know this? I'm like, I just know too much. I'm sorry. Knowing that, I came into Fire Emblem Heroes expecting Ike to come out. As a matter of fact, there was a... what's his name? The comics that have the heart and the brain where they're talking to each other. Something Yeti. Awkward Yeti. The Awkward Yeti comics where somebody reskinned one to make a meme where they're talking like, oh, here's how much money we can spend for the month. Nope. Crumples up the itinerary. I'm going to pull for Ike. That's how I felt. That was absolutely perfect. And Ike is one of my best units today. +2. I went ahead and burnt a Brave Ike on him for Steady Breath. I kept Vantage on him. I have that other Nephany, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should go ahead and try to put Wrath. I can't get rid of Vantage, guys. It's just too nice. I don't know if you noticed, I'm not an amazing tactician, but I'm a pretty good builder, so I need my builds to compensate for my crappy, almost demonetized myself, my crappy choice of tactics. So, this is my Ike. He pulls really well for me, and I just love him. I'm not surprised that he was voted as one of the most popular units in the game before it even launched for this. So that is my number 4. That is Ike. Let me see here. My number 4 least favorite is Tobin. And here's the thing with Tobin. Everybody was disappointed in how Tobin performed, especially whenever they gave us I don't want to spoil it for anybody, whenever they gave us a masked Marth. That was amazing. That was incredible. That was the unit everybody was trying to pull from the red pool up to that point anyways, and they just gave that to everybody. That was fantastic. I remember during the first Faye channel watching her, and then everybody was like, oh, what are we going to get for the second one? It has to be amazing. And then we got Tobin. And at the time he was released, some of my earlier build videos is on Tobin. It's whenever I tried to separate it into 3 because I thought people wanted that, and I was just milking views and people were aggravated, so I stopped doing that. But to build Tobin optimally, you have to spend so many resources, and the resources are getting easier to get. But I mean, a Wu Dao is not trivial. It's important. It is a red weapon that revitalizes people, but you could put a Wu Dao on every single red hero that's considered garbage, and Tobin has the least benefit out of it. Fast forward to now where the weapon refinery is, and he's still not able to completely do his job. Now, you could argue that a red unit should never be able to block or kill a blue unit, but it is amazing how fast FV still trounces Tobin. It's comical. And so I just can't take a unit seriously whenever their main objective is to be able to tank armor, and they can't do it. Now, he has a really nice BST, but even that advantage has been taken off of him ever since IS has decided that every single hero is special now and has some sort of buffed BST. As a matter of fact, I think it's just the norm, which is a little bit sad because that does mean that all these older units are going to be left behind. Tobin theoretically shouldn't be left behind. He has that nice villager bonus, but yet I can't get him into anything super useful. I've watched some videos and people say, oh, look at this. I couldn't validate those results. I couldn't repeat those results. I couldn't do it in simulators. I couldn't do it in game. That's just poor Tobin, and I'm sorry. I mean, I leveled you last time the Warriors maps were out, but that's it. So that is my fourth least favorite Tobin. Hop in the chat and see what's going on. Tobin, the Armor Slayer fodder. Absolutely. Eric Klink is saying Tobin isn't that bad. He has PvE uses. Well, yeah, honestly, whenever Arena Assault first came out, he did have a lot of great uses in such that he was a Hector counter. But now at this point in time, many people have unless you're starting now, which you still don't have Tobin, everybody who was playing back then and is still playing now has plenty of answers to Hector. Heck, I finally have non-red answers to Hector. It's that, and he's also lost his relevance in the meta somewhat. He can still be pretty dangerous, but for the most part, I think more people want him as distant counter fodder now instead of as a Hector on the field. That's a different story. He's not on either one of these lists, spoilers, but that's my opinion on him. Tobin, Cardus. Oh, hey, thank you, Cardus, for jumping in the stream. Good to see you, buddy. Tobin is a godsend in Arena Assault. Yep, that's just when that's exactly what I started saying. Maybe I should read more in the comments a little bit more here. Talking about Selena. Why are we talking about Selena? I missed it. What's happening? But Eric and Roblox Girl here talking about Selena. I don't need men. I hate them. Us guys mess everything up. That happens. So anyway, that was number 4. Number 3. My number 3 favorite hero. Dun, 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 I wanted to pull him up. Is Henry. Halloween Henry. Oh my gosh. Halloween Henry's great. I was so excited. If you watched my review video of it, the fact that I was jumping up and down ecstatically, I muted that because I just didn't want to disturb the whole household while I was recording. I was stoked about this guy. I was so excited. It was great. First of all, he came out right after a lot of people were fell off the Assumption train and thought Arvis was going to be his Emperor form, such that he was going to be an armored tome user. And I bought into the hype. Phoenix Master did a video where he's like talking about units he's anticipating, and that was his 5th most anticipated unit. And he gave a theory build, and that's fine. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I learned about Arvis then. I'm like, yeah, I want that. And when it's like, oh, Arvis is coming, I'm like, yeah, armored tome user. And then I'm not disappointed. Okay, I was disappointed in Arvis, but it's not because he's a bad unit. I like him. I was disappointed because he wasn't a tome user. A couple weeks later, here comes Henry. He's dressed up as a vampire. It was so thematic. He's so happy. I love it. He's just amazing. And yes, I am running Gromblade on him. I have him paired up with Gwendolyn. They run around together. They kill so many things. Armor March is there. I have Armor March on Black Knight as well, so I run dual Armor Marches because I'm an aggressive SOB. I don't do the Ward meta. And honestly, since I don't put them on Arena... Well, I do put them on Arena Defense. I put them as a pair on Arena Defense because everybody thinks they're not going to do too much, and everybody's forgotten that Armor March came on Henry naturally. So whenever I put him and Gwen on the team together, a lot of people end up forgetting, and I get so many wins off of that. And that's the only common thing. I put it with 2 other random people, bonus hero and something else. I've done it several times, and I always rack up the kills. No one's expecting this, and since those 2 stay together, and I have close counter on here, no one knows how to actually deal with him. I do. And of course, Bowbreaker there is just sort of fun. It's just to make sure that Braveland is not getting in the way of anything here. It's a great thing. I don't totally know why I have Hardy Bearing 1 on him right now. I mean, it's not like it doesn't work on him, but that's just what it is. I pulled 2 of him. I kept him. He was wonderful. Halloween Henry is fantastic. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and keep with the Halloween trend here. Typing Hazard, super wanted Halloween Henry. I completely agree with you. Codis, Deltran, if you don't mind me asking, how old are your kids, / do they play Fae? No, I don't mind. I don't put a lot of pictures of them online. I have 3 children, all girls. Oldest is 9 years old. Then I have a 4-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. All of them play or played Fire Emblem Heroes to some degree. The 9-year-old actually had her own tablet, and she would play Fire Emblem Heroes on that, and she enjoyed it for a while, anyway. Then she moved on to other things, because it just wasn't really her thing, although she liked pulling units. She has had a lot better luck on summonings with her initial orbs than I did. Was sort of rageful. My 4-year-old actually will play Fire Emblem on my phone. She has her own team. Actually, I think I might have taken off her team. Yeah, I adjusted her team. Usually Team 10 is her thing. She likes blue units. She likes blue-haired girls specifically. So or anything that's really blue, specifically because of the merge, like how it has the background. So she runs Azora. She runs Braveland because... she says something about protecting people as one of her things. She runs Naui, and then some other random unit, whatever tickles her fancy. Sometimes Legion, thinks she's funny. Valter, her choices scare me, okay, for that last unit. It's 3, cheery, happy, pretty-looking girls or young girls, and then she picks a psychopath. So that bothered me, but that's what goes on there. Lastly, my 1.5-year-old will tap, just play. She likes to watch me play because she likes to see the screens. She's 1.5 years old, that's what it is. But she does play it. So yeah, no problem. I like answering that kind of stuff. Zorfa Fox said that I run Alto on Halloween Henry. Honestly, if you're keeping to the ward meta, that is the best tome. And even if you're not keeping to the ward meta, it's probably still the best tome. I just could not stop myself from putting a Blade tome on Henry. And it works well. He has the speed for it. Now, Winter Thara, no, absolutely not. That's Altom all the way. But it works well on Henry, so that's what I rocked. My 4th least favorite unit is also a Halloween unit, and it's Halloween Sakura. I am so sorry to say this. I just did not like. I just did not like her. She is very good against mages, and mages are always a problem. The problem is that she was so niche, and I mean, with the kitty paddle only affecting those mages instead of affecting everybody. This was back whenever dagger users were really, really as it was. She didn't do anything to fix dagger users, and when it came down to it, she was immediately I forget, it was just before or just after Deirdre came out, right around that time. She's an amazing mage killer. There's a few other answers to it, and those other answers can at least do something else. And so I just felt so slight. As you can see, I didn't even finish leveling her. I probably should. Didn't even finish leveling her. She doesn't naturally come with advantage, does she? Did I give her advantage, or does she come with it? Yeah, I didn't finish. Okay, so there, guard. No, I guess she came with guard. Okay, because I know I didn't put that on her. I was happy to get dagger valor, but I don't really train that many dagger users right now. Regardless, I when it comes down to it, I was just so disappointed with her. I pulled two of her. I pulled two of every unit except for Naui on the Halloween banner. Really wanted a Naui. Don't have her. So sad. Anyway, I'll jump off of that. You guys could beat me up for that one if you want. That's probably not going to be the only one you're going to want to beat me up for, but that's my number 3 worst hero of the year, Halloween Sakura. Roblox equals cute girl equals cute girl equals cute girl equals serial killer Selena. Absolutely. Let's see here. So I need to adjust my mic. Tell me how. Doing another check here. If the stream is doing well enough for everybody, is the audio okay? Is the video acceptable? Let me know down everywhere, here and there and everywhere. Let me come back to here. Let me take a look here and try to catch up. Mystic Blazy's saying that maybe it's just Blaze instead of pronouncing the E separately. I don't know. You let me know on that one too. Armor Emblem started getting busted when Armor March came out. It became the best emblem when that started getting fast and having resistance. Yeah, it's whenever Armor March first came out, whenever Amelia first came out, Amelia was a good unit, but that alone didn't do it. It was, in my opinion, once Black Knight came out and there was a way for people. I take this back. My view of this is not necessarily like the numbers were broken, because you know what, Armor Emblem was very powerful. It was that it wasn't that accessible to people. It was expensive, still is expensive to be quite frank with you, but it's expensive, and there was no easy unit access to units. Well, people who have been playing for at least 6 months now, they have Black Knight, they have Arden. There's going to be more armor units coming out. It's finally to the point where somebody could try to run an armor team because they pulled enough and they have enough power in it. It's finally and of course the whole darn 2 holiday banners, one of them which having nothing but armor units. That accessibility really made it so that Armor Emblem its power shown, and that's whenever I saw the renaissance of armor was after Black Knight. That's just my vantage point on things. Let me take a look here if I missed anything else. Run Altom. He's Winter Tharia. Sadistic Gamer says Robin, Halloween Jacob, and Amelia from Armor Emblem. That's pretty darn potent, especially if you built your Jacob with a close counter, or there's a couple other ways to do it, but close counter just gives you way too much flexibility and just lets you just say, go do what you want. Get out there, Frankie. Go kill things. All right, great. Number two favorite hero of the year. Don't think you guys are going to like this one either. It's Reinhardt. Now listen. Whenever Reinhardt first came out, people were just starting to get the hang of what was going on. He was in the first banner, after all. And I looked at him. I'm like, oh, he's pretty cool. I didn't notice his tiny hand at first. I looked at him and I'm like, oh, yeah, he looks pretty cool. I'm going to try to pull for him. Didn't get him. People started talking more about how Reinhardt was a problem. I got a random pull sometime later, leveling him up, and I liked him. That's when I started seeing him everywhere in Arena. Really, a lot of people would probably put him on like a least favorite list because honestly, for a long time, he probably was a mistake by Intelligent Systems. It was way too hard to counter him. There was not enough resources to go around to effectively do it compared to the input for this. I mean, it really was an easy button. It was something that it's like in a modern day casual game, you fall off the cliff 3 times and they're like, oh, you look like you're having a problem. Here's a Reinhardt for you. That's the kind of easy he was. But honestly, I found that he gave you enough flexibility that if you didn't always use Reinhardt, which sometimes was a problem, he became something that was sort of a trading tool to let you see what you should be doing. He was the reason why people started bagging on Armor Emblem even more, because it's like, oh no, you just have Reinhardt run up there and don't hit Hector and everything's gone. He's done so much for the game. So many people still talk about him. I'm finally starting to see him a little less in Arena, but I'm also bumping into high tier tier 20 stuff now finally, and once in a while you'll see a plus 10 Reinhardt, but you don't always see Reinhardt. I don't lose to him anymore. I hope most of you don't lose to him very often anymore either. Let me know what you guys think there, but he's done so much for this game that I have to recognize him as a big inspiration. So that is my number 2, is Reinhardt. My number 2 least favorite. Let me bring up the chat again, because in 5 minutes you guys are going to yell at me. My 5th least favorite unit in the game is Brave Roy. Now, if you've talked to me on Discord, if you've seen my video on Brave Roy, this shouldn't be a surprise. I was and still am disappointed in Brave Roy. Now, I will admit, when I pulled him, I got a minus attack Brave Roy. So maybe that had something to do with it. But whenever it comes down to it, whenever the Brave banner came out, the other 3 units were powerful right away. You just used them and that was it. And Brave Roy's kit looked wonderful on paper. I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing here, you know? Speeding up there, you're going to go ahead and get Desperation. You're just going to keep on hitting people. You're going to get Gale Force. You're going to keep going again. You're like this swirling dervish. But he didn't perform that way. And it made me very disappointed in him. Now, here's the funny thing, is Siegbert came out not long ago, and he's exactly like what I wanted to see Brave Roy be. He was straightforward. He had some tricks to him, but it wasn't anything like amazing that you had to like jump through hoops for. I thought that Brave Roy was too complicated for what he was. I'm not saying that people are stupid, but I think he should have been a lot more accessible right out the box so that people can actually just use him. Instead, now I think I have a plus attack. I pulled another one, as you can see. I pulled a couple, as you can see. But this was plus attack. I merged him. I ran Life and Death on so many things because I'm so aggressive. But with Life and Death, Blazing Durandal, 60 attack is nothing to sneeze at. And of course, with a Moonbow, he's just going to go ahead and charge that and get that second hit in there once he's lower on hit points with Desperation. He's going to wipe out so many things. And to clarify, he is a good unit. I mean, I'm not saying, oh, you should use Seth instead. I mean, he's a good unit. But when it comes down to it, he's just so... I expected more. I expected a lot more from him out of the box. And... yeah, that was my biggest disappointment on a hero. To be clear, I mean, including the person who's at number 1, all of these people beat out all the rage I had on Ira. Ira was 6th on this list because of how angry I was about the way IS handled that banner. Not because of the unit itself, but because of the way they handled the banner. But that's just where I fall on that. So, sorry to hurt anyone's feelings, but number 2 on my least favorite heroes of the game through last year, Brave Roy. Down to the last 2. It's taken me forever. Maybe it's because I was busy doing all this stuff. Let's see. Sadistic Gamer, just wait till you see my Halloween Jacob Patrick. You will like it. Oh, I'm excited for that. My favorite is Julia, says Alex Winjag. Hey, good to see you, man. She's my second 5-star, and because of her, Reinhardt was never something I was worried about. That's nice. I never had a Julia. Reinhardt was always a problem for me, but I managed, obviously. Otherwise, I probably would have quit in rage. Let me see. Oops, things are scrolling again. Yeah, Reinhardt was bad, but Takumi was very, very annoying when the game first came out. Oh yeah, the Takumi meta was intimidating. It was very intimidating, especially since there was no inheritance. And you know what? For like a week, he was an absolute monster after Skill Inheritance came out because of Vantage, and then suddenly everybody was just like, hey, we can do other things, and then not so relevant anymore. Is Fearless J still on? Because he would completely go against me on that one. He has a good Takumi. That's oops, kicking the camera. He has a good Takumi. Let's see here. Coming all the way down here. Mystic Blaze, Siegbert and Brave Roy make you wonder what might happen if they do it with Lynn. Huh. Let's skip that one. All right, great. So let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and go through this. Here's my favorite unit of the year, and my least favorite unit of the year. My favorite unit of the year is Elise. Normal healer Elise. I pulled her at one point in time, and I was sad because I'm like, great, I got this instead of something else. I shouldn't have pulled Colorless. Turned out, even right away, she was a wonderful unit to have. Gravity was okay, but she was plus attack, so I gave her Assault. Even before I realized that the damage was halved on staves. And she was a great healer, mounted healer. Technically, there's at least two other units that could fill that niche. And I did have a Priscilla as well, which, whatever. And, I used them interchangeably for a while, but then Wrathful Staff came out. And I spent over 100 orbs trying to get Jenny, and it didn't happen. But eventually, one day, I did get Wrathful Staff, put it on Elise, and it just opened up a wide range of possibilities for her. Fast forward to now with the refinery and the updates to clerics. Sorry, wrong game. To healers. All the healers are so much more interesting now, but Elise just became such a superstar on my team. Between Razzle Dazzle shenanigans, between enhanced healing power, my only problem with her is that she's a mage, or she's a healer on a horse. Terrible BST, and I wish I could have pulled a lot of her to merge her up so that I could use her in arena a lot more, but as it turns out, I guess that just wasn't in the cards. Regardless, Elise was one of my favorite units. She had a neat personality. Her hair was interesting to me. Like I said, I haven't played any Fire Emblem Hero games before now. So having someone's like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and sneak out the castle and all this kid stuff and finding out about who her retainers were. I mean, the whole package, I was just enamored with it. Was not exactly a fanboy to the point where I was pulling for Summer Elise and stuff like that, but this Elise was wonderful. So that is my number one pick for the unit of my year, Elise. So let me know what you guys think about that. What healer do you think is better? What unit do you think is better? There's definitely several good units I left off of this. I mean, I mentioned two of them already, Black Knight and Brave Ike. Those are both really great units. There's a few other really great units that I thought about, but they all fell short of these five for my own personal reasons, like I said. So let me know. But the worst unit. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with me on this necessarily. Well, you might disagree that other people are worse, but you're not going to disagree that this unit has a place on here. But I still need a vent on this. I don't even have a 5-star unit of this one. If Buddy has a 5-star. I think I have a slew of 4 stars because I've been hoarding heroes like crazy. Let's come on down here. There you are. Hawkeye. I mean, seriously. When the game first launched, all the mages except for 2, Henry and Odin. Okay, and Sophia technically. But even then, it doesn't matter. A mage that was used, which was most of them, had a high speed. It didn't matter that you have a good resistance. It doesn't matter you have good hit points. They're going to chew through you. Blue units chew through Hawkeye. It is embarrassing. Now you can put Blue Tomebreaker as a B slot and go with that. But then you still have green to tend for. And Ninu was a very problematic unit in the beginning. I mean, seriously. I still see her in high-level PvP arena, plus 10 merge variant, of course, but she's still a problem. Hawkeye was... I did a build video whenever they had the Bound Hero battle that featured Hawkeye, and I tried my best to make him useful. I sort of made him into a Reinhardt counter. This was before Seals came out. I don't know why I'm rubbing his chest. I think it's because if I rub hard enough, maybe he'll get nipples. I don't know. I I don't know why IS thought this was a good idea, but Hawkeye wasn't. One of my buds in real life had a Hawkeye. First 5-star he pulled was Hawkeye. He's like, I got a 5-star, look. And I'm just like, oh, that's nice. And I tried to help him build it so many different ways. Eventually he gave up. I didn't give up before. He gave up before I did. But in the end, I just don't know what they did with this unit. And I wish Hawkeye all the best. I really do. But when it comes down to it, it's just not usable. And that's what makes me so sad about him. Not in the fact that he has Death Blow at 5 stars, not at 4. So you can't even totally use him as good fodder. Growing Light is okay as a special. If you want to do area specials, otherwise it's garbage. He does have Threatened Attack, which is nice. After a while, Threatened Attack loses its luster, especially once you get into the meta of fast-moving units and stuff like that. It just doesn't work out as well. So there's like almost no redeeming value of him anymore. And a part of me feels bad, but most of me just feels excessively disappointed. So that is the worst hero of the year, Hawkeye. So what do you guys think? Last time I'm going to go ahead and say that because we're going to go ahead and go on to the builds finally. I would love to go ahead and take a look at some of those builds. Let me see here. Quad Takumi. Ugh. Roblox. Yes, Elise. Absolutely. Glad somebody else is out there. Elise is brutal with Dazzling and Wrath. Yeah, I have a Razzle Dazzle. I didn't show her on here, did I? I'm sorry. I was too busy yakking to actually show you guys my Elise because I was showing everybody as I was going along. Where are you? Yeah, and I pulled another one of her because, so she is +1 merge. But this is my Elise. There's many like her, but this one's mine. So she's Razzle Dazzle, Raffle Staff with Dazzling Staff on as the upgrade there. I gave her Gravity back because, it's 10 damage just like Assault was, so I felt like the damage potential was the same. I have this Double Savage on her, but I didn't go with Pain. And quite honestly, the Gravity Shenanigans is just fun. I mean, I use Reposition on pretty much everybody, so I have her run up there, smack, reposition her away, and I'm usually safe. If I'm not safe, it's usually because somebody else is in the backfield and then comes up, which is great because then I move over, smack that person, and then everybody else gets damaged. During arena seasons where there's not a lot of pathing, like the lava levels or the bridge levels, whenever it's a more open field, I have a field day with Elise. It's so much fun. All right. So Sleeping Force Deltran, if you see this, the one unit that I wanted so bad is Lind. She is so good. I saw yours. What's her IVs? I forget what my Lind's IVs are. Be a little bit interesting. Where you're here somewhere. But of course she's up to +4 merge, and I wasn't farming for her. I just kept on getting them. So this is mine. I don't think she's plus speed because, she only has a 41 speed and she has the speed seal there still. I used her as a basically pseudo healer and still as a nuke because she had plenty of power. Once I stopped using pseudo healer so much, I started using Delphia a lot more personally. But no, Lind was amazing, and I was lucky to get a lot of great pulls towards the beginning of the game. And the first version of her that I got was pretty early on. So yeah, no, my Lind is a lot of fun. Max Pizza, but I like Hawkeye. That's fine. You can like Hawkeye. A lot of people like a lot of bad things. It's terrible. I'm sorry. No, more seriously, like I said, this is a very personal thing for me, this particular list. But when it comes down to it, yeah, I have a hard time with Hawkeye. Using him, I just can't build him up like that anymore. Roblox girl is tired of having 20 Hawkeyes ruining the pity rate. I am so sorry. You should totally review my Legion. I'm in your friends list. All right. Well, actually, it is time for me to do that. So let me come on over here. And I don't know who... All right. Wow. I definitely have gotten a lot of invites added here since I have started. That is wonderful. If... now I forget who I have in... If you are in chat and you are on my friends list proper, let me know. There's Mystic Blaze. Let me know just so that I can go ahead and review yours on here, just especially if you've changed your name. I mean, you know, it's sort of obvious, Mystic Blaze, but I mean, like, if Vapo is yours and I haven't seen you pop up in chat, let me know, okay? Otherwise, yeah, let's scroll through here, see if I notice anybody else's name. Speaking of my 9-year-old, that was who she left off with, was there, yeah. I Wonder Bob was one of my friends in real life, and he stopped playing. I just can't bear to get rid of a couple of people here that have fallen off that I actually know in meet space, so to speak. All right, so the one person I did see here, we're going to go for Mystic Blaze first. And, you know, if you don't want, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already know, like, if you want to have your unit reviewed, but really just to brag, that's fine too. I mean, it's great. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start here with Mystic Blaze. Let's take a look at his Legion. Oh, wow, yeah. And I should have realized that she buffed out your Legion's axe here, too, with defense. That's really, really good. Hey, what IVs are this? Wah, wah, wah. Sorry. As a side note, this is one of the best things about the refinery is how they balanced it was giving everybody like +5 hit points just to help compensate for things. That really evens out so many things, and this gives Legion a wonderful hit point pool for this particular case with 51 hit points. That's great. This is a wonderful Legion. I can see here that I mean, first of all, he has 51 hit points now. Infantry Pulse is going to really, really do well for him. Having Distant Counter on Legion is great because he does have a good hit. And with Legion's Axe, especially with the upgraded Legion's Axe, it's only whenever he attacks. So I should probably rephrase. I should split this off into two so I don't confuse things. With his Distant Counter, he has enough attack and speed that he is going to be a problem for mages. So they may want to steer clear of him. And if you give him one simple buff, just one simple hone speed, this particular Legion is going to be awesome and not going to get doubled by very much on the field. Some, once you get higher up. Unfortunately, it's because you can't merge Legion past a couple. And I'm assuming that you have all 4 of yours 5-star maxed out and are running a team of 4 Legions, as everybody does. So I'm assuming that's why there's no merges here. But but yeah, and you could tell it's sort of set up for dominance in PvP arena because of the distant counter. It's so hard to work around. The Vantage is there, which is nice. I can't get rid of Vantage on things that have a distant counter. It's just something I can't do. Aether is there with a lot of points. Usually I see Aether whenever people either have an accelerant, which you don't. You have infantry pulse, but that doesn't even apply to you, right? Especially when it's any infantry allies. Yeah, and so, I mean, and in a way, that's like slowing down his damage potential, but he has my only other gripe, which was a gripe with Legion to begin with, and it's not like Raven's much better in this department, is his defenses are garbage. I mean, you have a +4 defense here, and he still only has a 26. He has a lot of hit point bulk, especially now, so he'll be able to take something. He's going to get to that Vantage range. He's going to be hurting things, and if he's on a team that's giving him plus speed, if he's on a team that has some kind of area damage, this Legion's going to mop up. And he's getting rid of everybody's buffs whenever you run in there and smack them. I mean, that's good. So many units are running buffs anymore that it's just incredible. So overall, this is a really well-built Legion. There's nothing wrong with this Legion that I see that isn't just like natively a part of the fact that he's a Grand Hero Battle unit. You can't get a lot of him. No IVs, nothing like that. This is wonderful. This is a better unit to run than what I'm actually running, which is I Actually, I don't have the Brave Axe fully upgraded on my Legion. I'm a terrible person. But I was doing Brave Axe, Desperation, Life, and Death. Same forget defenses, since they're so terrible. Let's just go all out. This is a much better unit. It gives you a lot more flexibility, a lot of power. I like it, Mystic Blaze. That's a wonderful unit. I just wish that you picked better sides to be on in Voting Gauntlets so I could use them. So that is awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, Joshua Eras, if you're still in here, if you've sent me something, let me know. You gave me a super chat earlier. I totally want to make sure that if you sent me a unit that I'm hooking you up and showing it and to everybody here. So let me know. Otherwise, once again, I'm gonna go ahead and come back through here and see if anybody said anything. Beautiful. Wish I had one. Sorry, I'm not reading these all out loud. Twinfold TV does say, "What's your friendship code?" My friend code is in the description of this video. So go ahead and grab that. And as I mentioned before, my official friends, my first 50 slots are full. But if you send me the invite, I'll be able to see I'll be able to see it stacked up here. And I can go right into it just by going here. Now, I had 29 people sitting here last time I checked. So what I'm going to do, not you, inbound. I don't know. I'm assuming it keeps it in order. Because I'm seeing some of the names that we have here. And there's Ren, Maximum Pizza. I do not know where to technically start. So I'm going to go ahead and probably start here. Waiting for my Roy to show up. Dave, did you, let's see here. Fonbon. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start... Hey, I think this Joshua's right there. I'm going to go ahead and start here with Joshua. If someone in the chat is Godfried or Princess Luna, let me know. I'll go back and look at your guys' builds there. I'm going to start with Joshua, assuming that it's Joshua Eras. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into this. I just did the build video on her, and you gave her the seal of approval. Woohoo! Blessing, rather. Not seal of approval. So there we go. It looks like, that's it. That's nearly almost what I said in my video. That's great. It's nice to see that validation. Now, this is a good unit. It looks like it is... What are you? Minus res, I believe, which is fine. Not plus... No, are you minus hit points? I can't tell. I can't remember her things off the top of my head. So many things to keep track of anymore. Regardless, IVs aside, the kit itself is great. First of all, using reposition, everybody should use reposition. And on a flying unit, there really is no downfall to that. Once again, if you're having somebody who's a little bit tanky, and technically this unit can be tanky, you can get away with using swap. But for the most part, reposition is the thing, is the assist of choice. It's just amazing. Bonfire does really go well with her, and she doesn't have the, if you let her catch enemies attacking, even with Slaying Edge, she doesn't have the speed necessary to get Ignis in there. If you gave her a quick riposte, and if she was minus speed and you gave her quick riposte, that would work. But the fact that you have Bonfire on here is just wonderful. Also, keeping speed and defense bond 3 is really useful, and keeping Swordbreaker on there too. Really, this build, it's good because you see that it's set up to catch everything that's incoming. And be able to handle all the Sword Lords, because those are the biggest problems that she's going to have. This build with Bonfire and Slaying Edge can handle some blues if she's at full strength, which is nice. It's always nice to have that flexibility. You're never going to set that up. But regardless, it is a very, very good unit to have here. I like it. Yeah, nothing here to say. And of course, with the seal, you're going to get that whenever you're paired with Fjorm, you're going to get that extra speed boost. So I could see that this unit really is going to wreck a lot, can catch a lot, take a lot of damage with the 34 defense. And yeah, once you start stacking all the flyer buffs on her, It's just going to be a beast. Great to see Slaying Edge there. Just to throw in there, make sure that if I were you, I would actually. You have enough speed. You could be tempted to go attack or I just said the word speed. Wow, I zoned out there. That was terrible. You could be tempted to go for attack or speed, but defense is still her best because she needs to have that extra oomph there. She has enough speed to not get doubled. That's going to keep her in the air a lot longer. This is a wonderful unit, Joshua. I love it. It's great. And Iot Shield, that will help against with whenever you're fighting different Brave Bow users. And actually, she can handle a lot. Unless you're getting vastly outmerged, she can handle a lot of Brave Bow users with that. So that's great. So yeah, that was Joshua's. Let me come back here. I sent you okay, McGurkin 1. I see that. I'm not on your friends list, but I did send an invite. Carter, my friend says, well, I sent you a request a long time ago, Roblox Girl. Yes, I remember you sending me an invite. Are you labeled as Roblox Girl on here, Roblox Girl, or are you somebody else? Don't see anything here. Okay, I didn't see anybody claiming those other two. So I'm going to go ahead and keep on going. Of course, chat's so delayed. Maybe you just got this message. But let's go ahead and go. Emily, all right. Tier 4, having yourself a Brave Mercenary Ike. That's pretty cool. That's great pool. Everybody can pick one of those still, right? So no, that's a good choice. Just keeping the default kit here. I like it. This is honestly, it's a very powerful kit. I used to run I used to run Ignis on mine for a while because of the pop of damage. But to be quite honest with you, Aether keeps him up a lot more. And if you give him Quick Impulse, or if there's a strong Infantry Pulse user on your team, Aether is just an amazing skill to have. So this is pretty good. Keeping everything just stock there. The threat and defense is pretty nice for him because eventually he's going to do that. I am more partial to giving him threat and attack, if anything, because that helps. If something is giving him a problem and it's staying there, I like to be able to slow it down just enough because I find that usually once I do that, he has plenty of staying power. I mean, 35 defense on a mobile unit like this is great. If you get yourself a plus defense like I have in IVs, that's wow. But regardless, if this was your free pool, it's just there. So now overall, it's going in a good direction. Get yourself a good reposition skill on him, or swap. Like I said, swap would work. And you're going to be all set for the races there. Maxi Pizza. Oh no, this isn't. This is his father, Elliewood. Ooh, nice one with the Blazing Durandal, Kevin Fury. Having some renewal to keep your health up here. And yeah, leveraging the resistance with speed ploy. I love it. And attack ploy. Double ploy. No, this guy is definitely a beast. I'm looking at this, though, and I'm almost wondering if Soul ends up being worth it for you. You have to take 2 swings to charge it, and that means you get 2 charges on the first hit. You have enough speed that you're more than likely going to double somebody. They're going to hit you back, and then you attack them after that. But Soul is only going to get you hit points. I mean, it'll get you 50% of what you attack, but you're already hitting hard enough that, especially if you go against the green unit, you're not getting many hit points left at all. One of my biggest complaints is that you don't get any hit points at all from healing past what the unit that you're attacking had. I don't know if it's like that in the normal Fire Emblem games, but... Ooh, excuse me. That's a weird hiccup. I always find that very annoying whenever a game does that, because it does really limit the usefulness of a skill like Soul. The fact that it's a 3 cooldown now instead of 4 like it used to be is great. It makes him useful on this, you know? And he's definitely going to double, especially if you once again, you have Water Blessing on this guy too, so that is fantastic. Otherwise, honestly, the rest of the kit is great. Fury is there. the renewal is nice. Depending on the unit he initiates on, especially if you want him to trigger that soul next, he's going to get beat up a little bit because defense 26 and 36 hit points is not a lot, and he's already going to hemorrhage 6 hit points after the fight anyway. So that is one risky thing here, but it looks like he's going to hit like a small truck. So that's wonderful. So that no, I like this Ellie Wood. It's a good Ellie Wood. Keep on merging them. Keep on leveling up. Whenever you have a spare 20k feathers, keep putting them into this. Very worth it. I like him. I like him a lot. So no, that's good. I keep on looking at Fury, and it's funny because he needs the stat boost all the way across, but with 36 hit points, it makes me super nervous to say keep Fury on there. Renewal is okay for several reasons, and his ploys are amazing because, I mean, if you do line that up on your turn, I mean, you're giving yourself 5 defense, and you're ensuring that you're going to double, or at least not get doubled, but you have so much going for you here, and even before, and then after that with horsey buffs, I mean, that's just like I see that you have that seal there, and if there's never going to be a horse water legendary unit, there probably will be eventually, I guess, maybe. I don't know. That means you'd be running him and not exclusively Horsey Emblem. He still can handle that just fine, but if you put him in Horsey Emblem, yeah, he's just amazing. So that's good. Like I said, I am questioning Soul. I still question Soul. I can't help it. But otherwise, Maxi Pizza, that is a good Ellie Wood. That is an Ellie Wood that makes people want to actually spend time on Ellie Wood. I like it, and kudos to you for spending the due to get the sword upgraded. That's great. I love that. I love that a lot. Let's see here. Richard's asking me, who are you supporting in the voting gauntlet? I should probably actually do that real quick because I haven't done it for a while. I was supporting Ryoma. Now I am supporting Azura. Yes, Ryoma lost to Azura, but I really honestly think Azura is going to win the gauntlet, so I sort of went that way. I was really hoping that Ryoma was going to pull through for this one, guys. I mean, I just was hoping. Well, let's go here. And you have gravity. Well, no, let's do it this way. All right. We'll just finish this up real quick. We can go up here and go back. Do that. There. And finish that off. Finish that off. My Roman might bite the dust there because that's a brave weapon. Yep. That is fine. I didn't want that hero merit anyway. So there we go. Finish that off. I'm supporting Azura. Wow, I am so behind today. And again, today was a little busy. Sorry, King. Should probably just start to spend my flags anyway, because I doubt I'm going to come around to a multiplier on this. Let's go back home. There we go. Oh, hey. Let me inbound here. I know that people on the top here. Let me just hit reject on these top people so that if anybody else wants to send me things that they can, because I'm getting close to being full on that. Alright, great. So, where were we? Sorry about that harsh turn there. Now we're coming back to Luke von Fabre. Now that is a skilled Roy. It's nice. Yeah, switching out, going to Fury 3. That's so nice. Roy with Triangle Depth isn't bad. But no, switching him out with like this is really good. And I see that you're leveraging the. I mean, he has at +10. He has a great speed score. He finally has a good, like a really good attack score. It takes his merges to get you there. But with that all set up there, I see you had the quick riposte here. You're giving them the extra speed seal so that he's just going to catch everything. And with his resistance, it is a good resistance, especially against people that you need to get that ploy working on. Sorry, I didn't even announce defense ploy 3 is there. That's a great idea because that way, yeah, you need it to be able to help make sure that you're standing. 32 defense is not tons. 54 hit point is a lot, but with your high speed there, you're making sure that you can catch a lot of different units on initiation. There's with heavy blade out there now, a lot of units are going to want to go aggressive and just swing at you. You need to make sure they don't double you. And the fact that you have quick riposte here, just ensuring that if somebody is getting, because there's a lot of units that hit that 40 mark just because. This ensures that you're getting rid of them, and the Aether is there to help you keep standing, which is wonderful. Not to mention, I mean, at this point, it's arena points. Because, yeah, I mean, really the only thing you could do here is make that seal stronger and put a dual assist skill there and make that a little bit for arena points. And I almost never do that. Reposition is just too good. It's too necessary. Otherwise, yeah, and that speed really makes him good. That quick riposte there ensures that he's going to go and get that double tap. It's against all the fast units. I like this. If I built a Roy like this, I would find him a little less annoying. No, he's great. Side note, I'm excited for his binding blade to get better. I hope that happens. I want to see his binding blade get better just because he deserves it. He's a good unit. And this is a wonderful Roy. I love him. Great job. Great job on that Roy. And that's a lot of dedication. Plus 10. That's a lot of dedication. So that deserves a lot of respect right there. All right, Ren. Hey, there's your Olivia wielding, a slaying edge. All right, with plus defense. Yeah, 35 defense and 42 hit points. That is something there. And this is wonderful because she's a bonus unit. When is her rotation in the arena? I forget how many seasons it is, but she comes up all the time. So having a buffed out Olivia makes sense, let alone one that's nice like this. You went ahead and took the time to do a Slaying Edge on her. I memed it up and did a Wu Down, but Slaying Edge is really good. I'm glad to see you didn't do Ruby Sword, because she has enough flexibility to be able to do things other than just block green all the time. So that's really great. The Fury is nice because you're not going to be initiating with her or letting her take that many hits all the time. She's not meant to be enduring forever. So the fact that she has a good speed, she has that defense, and everything is being buffed by Fury is absolutely fine. And yeah, you could let her take that big wallop because then she starts spinning, going around. With Escape Route. It's funny, I would still prefer Wings of Mercy, but that is just my style of things. Escape Route works really well, and if you use her to block a big green unit, she's still going to take a decent hit, so she should be able to get to 50% rather easily. With 42 hit points, you're starting to climb there. Once you start adding more merges, it makes me wonder how easy you can get to that 50%, but otherwise, it's just... It's great. I like that, and I like how you have the spur skills here as the options there for the C slot and the. I don't even have spur attack 3. I should, but that's great because combining that with Escape Route means that this unit can warp over to somebody and give them +8 to attack. That's not trivial. If you jump next to pretty much any well-built unit that's going to really, really help them out, let alone if they're like a brave weapon user. God, that's 16 damage. So that's wonderful. And that'll get somebody out of a tight spot as well. So, I mean, having Moonbow go off so quickly with Slaying Edge, having enough defense and hit points there to stay around, and hopefully you get into less than or 50% health range so that you can Escape Route and start helping out people with bonuses very easily. I bet you this character is such a joy to play on the more difficult to navigate maps. I can't imagine how fun that is, because you don't have to wait for them to get in trouble like I would with Wings of Mercy. You can warp over to them after you've already taken a block or taken a hit from range. You don't have to be too picky. If your goal is to get to 50%, to zip around to dance and everything, then that's great. And that Dinga 6 afterwards is going to probably help do that, actually, now that I think about that. Wasn't adding that in. I bet you that really helps out a lot. I mean, after all, it is like 15% of her hit points, so that's great. No, I like this, Olivia. Good job on buffing her up. And yeah, I like Slaying Edge over top of Wu Dao. Thank you for not being meme-tastic. Ren, that's great. I love that. Hey, Carter, you just did a shout-out saying Kingdom Hearts fan 1346. Oh, there's more than 1346 of you. Don't worry. Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming. OP will deliver. All right, Carter, let's take a look at your Bo Lin here. No, that looks... This is a nice Bo Lin, and the reason why I jump into that is because not only do you have Cancel Affinity there, you're putting in Cancel Affinity because Desperation is nice once they start losing hit points, and it's the only way you can kill certain units like Hector with a Bride Cordelia, but it's not optimal, it's not useful. So you're going with the Cancel Affinity thing so that whenever Robin comes around, whenever all those jerks come around, they're no problem. And that is nice because almost nobody checks units in Arena. I bet you this is a beast on defensive teams because everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm going to move my Robin over here. Oh, what happened? No one knows that you have Cancel Affinity, which is stupid. But when it comes down to it, yeah, that's awesome. The fact that you turned her into a small healing bot, in addition to being able to deal the damage, is really nice. That does go a long way, and whenever you pair her in something like Tempest Trials, I betcha she is amazing in Tempest Trials. Just for the fact that she can heal and deal the damage out there. It just popped up on my chat screen here. I hope you see this in 5 minutes. Sadistic Gamer, thank you so much for the super chat, saying that I love your videos, man. I'm a McGurkin, McGurkin on Heroes. Have a look. Yeah, I saw your thing. We're definitely, I can hop to that one next. That's awesome. Thank you for the super chat. I really am humbled. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Wow, I lost my train of thought. Oh, in Tempest Trials, I bet you this is great because you can... Bridelia is gonna still kill a lot of people. If you have a little bit of support for her, she does need support like in the last few levels of Lunatic. But if you just give her that support, she's gonna go ahead and just wreck things for you. And she's gonna heal the people around there so that they'll be able to actually take blocks and stuff like that. And 14 is just powerful enough that it makes it worthwhile for a pseudo healer. As a matter of fact, until the buff that all the healers got, it wasn't worthwhile to not use a pseudo healer for healing because other than a couple of things that you could do, wasn't any better. So I mean, when it comes down to it, that's nice. You have your plus speed, so you have the speed that you need in order to make this work. It's a great unit. Good choice on drawback, because a unit like this is so frail with life and death. You want to keep that person that you're trying to move and get into position. You want to keep them in front of you and between you and the enemy. So that's a great choice there. So congratulations on that. Great idea. And I hope you are very happy in your future life together with your perfect bride, Cordelia. Now that's fantastic. Not Carter. What's your real names? Kingdom Hearts fan. It's coming, I promise. So Richard saying that his name is Ren on Heroes, fighting with the other Ren, who has our Eldigan, and then of course there's Ren 3608 earlier. There's Rens everywhere. And all I'm wondering is, where the heck is Stimpy? Let me know if you get that, or if I just dated myself a little bit. Although they did have they had that other season on Spike a fistful of years ago. So maybe it's not that bad of a reference. Alright. Gherkin. Wow, that's a nice Jacob there. Deathblow and Bold Fighter. That is some punishment. I don't want to fight against that. That's great. And with the Ignis too. I mean, like, it's if you have him in an armor emblem team, you could give him the heavy blade seal. He's gonna have the strength. It's gonna go up above and beyond other people. And you're probably running Ward, is my assumption with him. Which is fine. But I mean, with the death blow there, that should be enough for you to get to the double to beat the strength most of the time. Just one buff is all you need in order to make sure that he's basically always going to get the higher strength. If you put heavy blade on him, good lord, with that Ignis, it's going to go off on that third tap every time. You could also, if you give him heavy blade, I don't know what damage output would be better. You could give him Glimmer or Moonbow, and he would proc on each one. Just having that bold fighter, ensuring that you have that other attack there. I mean, I know Ignis it's charged to, oh well, actually, yeah, no, that makes more sense because if it's a 2, it'll go to a 3. Then never mind. Sorry, wasn't thinking. I forgot that bold fighter did slow down your special charge, which is good. But, of course, you had the Brave Bow there taking advantage of it. So, yeah, just keep Ignis. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Otherwise, no, that is a lot of firepower there. You would still go with, I still like Heavy Blade on there. Because you could fight a ranged unit and be charged up for next go, or you could just give them Heavy Blade and just trash everything. I see you're still trying to get to Ward on your Jacob, which is cool. And you're one of those dirty pivot users. No, I'm kidding. Pivot's a great skill on archers, especially if you do mixed teams. The pivot ends up being a little bit better for an armored unit on a mixed team. Looks like you definitely want to go on an armored team, and that's still good for them. It just means that they're not going to get to attack. And I would prefer to see pivot on a different unit other than Jacob, but it's very useful. Yeah, no, that damage potential is so brutal. Good lord. McGurkin, that's insane. You're not on Team Missouri, are you? I could just boot a friend. No, I'm not going to do that to my poor friends list. Alright, I cannot read. I don't know if you're trying to go with like a more English pronunciation like zoo or something like that, or if you're I don't know who you are. We're going to take a look at your Ninian, though. And once again, thank you for the super chat. That's wonderful. Thank you. So now this is more dedication. Plus 10 Ninian. Wow. I won't lie. I was disappointed the first time I pulled Ninian. Fast forward to now, and dragons are just so dominating that... Yeah, you upgraded the Lightning Breath, giving her the speed with the merges. 46 speed, that's nice. She's not going to get doubled. And then having a Steady Breath and Wrath on there. Find it slightly, what is that, plus speed? Yeah, it's more speed. Okay, I was going to say, wait a minute, how did you get the highest speed? I was trying to do the math, and I'm like, maybe I'm doing something wrong. But then it's like, squad HD. Okay, that's cool. And even more speed with a blessing. I feel like a sucker. I haven't put my blessing on anybody. Let me see here. Sorry. I was trying to catch up with chat a little bit. Don't want to run into Jacob anytime soon, Alex1 said. Yeah, that's great. Claps for Sadistic. You want a cookie for those IVs? He sniffles. Sadistic Gamer. It isn't there for some reason, but has Ward and Distant Counter. Okay, so there is Ward and Distant Counter on a Distant Counter there. Okay. All right, that's cool. No, that ends up working out well. I still think that with a good armor buff and with Heavy Blade, yeah, that would still be a menace. But so is this. I mean, and with Lightning Breath, putting Lightning Breath on Ninian was always a good idea anyway, even before Dragons got their upgrade, because you didn't want her initiating combat. So even using that buff, yeah, like to be, I'm going to make her a buff bot with Fortify, and she's going to attack it. No, you don't want to attack with Ninian. Yeah, but this Ninian here embraces that mentality. and just is going to wreck so much face because you go ahead and catch somebody, charge up your Aether, take a little bit of damage so that your Wrath starts to trigger off, and then suddenly, especially in like if you bring this in Tempest Trials, I bet you she just starts throwing Aether out like it's candy. But otherwise, yeah, this must be a wonderful focal point for your Dragon Emblem team, and I'd be proud of this. This is wonderful, especially since Ninian hasn't had that many opportunities in banners. She was paired with Hawkeye a while ago. Sorry, Hawkeye, and she is featured in what 3 banners total. So it's nice that you're able to snatch her up before dragons were cool. So that's great. And this combination is going to catch people off guard. I wonder just how potent some of it is. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna come on down here. Should probably switch over to so you guys can see. Let's see. What does this look like? Yep, it's a little crowded, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and transition to this scene here real quick. Here we go. Telling you, things are getting fancier on this end, guys. Oh no! I didn't have the microphone on that other view, didn't I? Oh! Whoops. Yeah, I didn't even have a mic. I'm stupid. I was saying how impressed I was with that build. I'm sure you guys saw it. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. That's funny though. That's very funny though. So okay, how about I do this? You guys should be hearing me now. All I was saying is that I didn't add the merges to that particular Ninian. And while catching, really none of these things were surprising. A lot of double tappers, a lot of green. This is whenever she doesn't have Aether charged. I mean, she loses the double tapper, she loses the greens, which is not surprising. And she loses to Ira, but this is if you are outmerged on Ira. Otherwise, her Swift Sparrow bonus is not going to be enough to get around you, and that's wonderful. That's all I was saying. I was saying how impressed I was with this build. So now that I've done that, now that I have a microphone, let's. I am so sorry. Oh, guys. Guys. Don't try this at home. I'm a professional. Anyway. Let's keep on keeping on then. All right. Oh, a bell. You gave him the hand bell. Oof. Okay. And then, of course, gave him distant counter. You're getting rid of the legendary weapon, which kills me. But, I mean, having that extra bulk there is pretty cool. It does help him out a bit. Keeping the quick riposte, keeping the infantry pulse, I don't see why he wouldn't. Making sure that he could still distant counter. This is an interesting way to retool him. And it is pretty nice because, end of the day, he was pretty threatening with, what was that? Fire stance? With the fire stance he had. He was pretty threatening on the retaliation. But he was too easy to bend over and just get rid of. And it's nice that you have the Wind Blessing on him. That does give him a nice boost there to resistance. Now his defense and resistance are the same whenever he's paired with her. The rest of the kit really does just make sense. I will be, except for the Ardent Sacrifice, I will be honest. I don't know why you're rocking Ardent Sacrifice on that particular setup, only because you want to keep his hit points high. He's going to probably dip below quick riposte range unless you're able to only block blue. He's going to dip below that quick riposte range really, really quickly. But yeah, I'm not too sure why you have Ardent Sacrifice on here, so I will yeah, I'm not too sure. I am stumped. So if you're still sticking around in chat, let me know. Let me know. Let's see here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out here and go back in. Make sure I have everything, because I want to come all the way down here to the bottom. I see people are... Oh, no, wait, wrong list. Inbound. So this is what I see at the bottom here. So we're getting through there. But yeah, whoever owns that Dorcas with the handbell. First of all, the handbell is really cool. And I do like the way you retooled it, but I don't understand why you have Ardent Sacrifice from one killing machine expert to another. Please let me know what you're doing with that. Let me see here. Oh, hey, there you are answering. Ardent Sacrifice is meant for his quad build. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, in that case, make sure you have swap or something for him when he's not doing that quad build. No, that's otherwise. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. Cool. Luxorpt? Is that how you do that one? I can't even pronounce normal names, so I'm terrible at this. Enhancing the Sacco gifts. That's good to see the Sacco gifts still there. Slaying weapons, especially now that they're available, are just so much better than so many things, but it's good to see weapons like this stick around. And honestly, the fact that you have Wary Fighter and Brazen Defense here just makes that sack of gifts so much better. I like that. Because you are sitting there, you're catching everything. With the heavy blade that you have down here as the seal, good choice. 54 is a wonderful attack. You're more than likely going to get that charge going with that. And staying in between Wary Fighter range and Brazen attack and defense range is going to happen. And adding 7 onto 39 here, because you didn't, that is plus defense, right? Yeah, that is plus defense. I mean, 46 defense, yeah, get through that. 56 hit points, yeah, knock that out. I like it a lot. It's interesting you went with Hone Armor. Makes me wonder if you're running a Blade Tome or not, or if you have somebody else that the Hone is much better for. I'm not allergic to Hone Armor. Definitely not. I'm running Home Armor, but I usually don't see it. So it's interesting whenever I actually bump into a Kindred Spirit, they actually have it. Now, that's a wonderful setup. Leveraging the sack of gifts, keeping your defense high, because, I mean, once you're activated here, your defense whenever you, during enemy phase is not 46, it's 48 because of the sack of gifts. It's fantastic. And you know what? Giving somebody that bonus to attack and defense, I mean, if you have a Lisa there, if you have a Black Knight standing around him, I bet you that just helps wham into something. That sounds really great. Luxor PJ, it's Crispus Crom, minus speed, good, plus resistance. Okay, I'll eventually trade Brazen attack for Fury 3 once you get a 4-star Hanada. That does give you more consistency. But, and in PvP, actually, that hit point loss probably won't be so bad. But honestly, the Brazen attack and defense does work rather well. And it does give you the arena points too, which is also good. The Fury would even him out, and like I said, in Arena, Fury's probably going to be just fine, but Brazen attack and defense will work well unless you're getting hit by mages, so. Not to mention, it'll also make sure the heavy blade just always works. Was there something else? No. Okay, yeah, no, sorry, I thought I saw something else. No, I like it. Going with Fury, actually, would, like I said, would even him out, but as he stands right now, that's wonderful. Adam. Oh, hey, rocking the Princess Soup. And it's funny how many people are able to get these new units and refine their weapons right away. I like that. I did the same with Camilla. That I pulled, so it's it's just good to see that other people are doing the same thing in a way, because I'm like, oh my gosh, did I misspend my refinery stuff? But it's good to see that. 50 attack because of life and death, and it looks like you're still pumping some things up here, which is cool. Very cool. But Moonbow Quicken Pulse, making sure that you get that off on that first round. That I bet you knocks out quite a lot of people. And what was that? Tacoma. Yeah, that's right. It's nice that the new daggers just do what the old daggers do. I mean, you don't even have to refine this in order to get that good of an effect on the dagger, which is nice. But regardless, that refinement is great, giving him that extra speed. I mean, 50 attack is really good for a dagger thrower, or I guess egg soup thrower, and 43 speed is wonderful for any unit. I really, really like that. Yeah, and I see you're still building him up here. Yeah, giving him desperation, that might... and you definitely be careful with that. Don't rush to get into desperation range in any way. I see you have Ardent Sacrifice here, and one Ardent Sacrifice is going to do it once you get to Desperation 3, but I've never been a big fan of accelerating into Desperation. That's just my take on it. But when it comes down to it, it always makes me nervous, because then you're spending time and resources trying to weaken your team just so that you can get that other advantage, whenever you might be able to actually do the same thing just by hitting somebody. And if they don't have distant counter, if they're a melee unit, it's not going to matter anyway. But otherwise, no, I mean, like having an immediate moonbow, just because, that's wonderful. I love it. Yeah, I bet you he's already performing super well right now. I'm excited for you to be able to finish maxing him out, and so that you get to see him get some use in arena. That's cool. And running home speed, just like your brother, just like Ryoma. My Winter Crom is minus attack plus hit points. R.I.P. Still make him defensive. Kingdom Hearts fan. Sent you a request, Patrick. All right, James, I'll take a look for that here in a moment. Roblox girl, I mean, I saw myself almost last. Okay, great. I'm glad that you are on there. So go back in. Got 3 more. All right. So we're going to go back down here towards the bottom. And it's funny because you're going through here. Oh, darn it, I'm doing it again. The dedication that some of you guys have is quite amazing. Being able to refine the weapons right away. The plus 10 units we've seen, fantastic. It's just, I love it. I'm impressed, and I hope everybody else is picking up on some of the things here. Now this is great. An Oboro, I started doing an Oboro myself, and I have a plus 10 4-star one. You're showing me a plus 8 5-star one. I feel so humbled. This is great. Rocking the upgraded Berkut's Lance with resistance upgraded on it, giving 11 extra defense. 4 all the time. 7 whenever you're attacked. But obviously that's what you're planning on, because you have the quick riposte to compensate for that garbage speed and distant counter. That's great. Combining that with an additional 6 resistance, yeah, you should be able to... There's not too many mages that are going to get through that. Now, I mean, you could... you gotta watch... There's a few people you gotta watch out for. You gotta... I mean, you're not relying on buffs onto yourself. And your defense is super high. So, I mean, like, there's a lot of things that I could see there are a couple of places where she would still fall over. But then again, there's a couple of places... Any defender like that would still fall over. Otherwise, I mean, no red's going to get to you. And really, I don't think a blue's going to get through to you either. Maybe if they're a Blade Tome unit and they got super buffed and this was on a defensive team instead of you controlling them. It's a lot of stacking just to kill her. It's wonderful. It's neat that you went with the upgraded rally defense and res. I bet you that gives you a lot more arena points. I mean, you have the distant counter. You have an upgraded weapon on her. I mean, the only thing you're missing is Aether for points. And when it comes down to it, that doesn't matter, because Bonfire, triggering Bonfire is just going to deal so much damage, especially whenever you're talking about having distant defense there. This is the way to build an Oboro. This is the Oboro that we were meant to get. The default kit for Oboro is garbage. And I know, because I used Oboro for a very long time on my main team when the game first launched. I like it. And once again, talking about the dedication, that's great. Now, of course, one thing to point out is Oboro does have really low attack, and that's one problem with her in general. She was supposed to leverage that not slaying lance, heavy spear, to be able to kill all the armored units, and she just didn't do that. So giving her the Berkut's Lance, setting her up like this with Bonfire, she's already going to hurt mages really, really bad whenever they initiate on her anyway. And some of the bulkier ones like Robin, I bet you Bonfire would chew right through him. So well done. Well done, Flameless? Darn it. I suck at this. That's a wonderful Oboro. Congratulations. I wish I had that Oboro. Turtle F! You're up! Wow, more dedication. Plus 10. Hannah with a woo down. What did you give her? Speed? That makes a lot of sense. That's a great setup there. And you know what? Somebody this fast that has a good attack like that with distant counter, that is always like just brutal. I have a Mia with distant counter on it, and it's so hard to get around. Let alone the fact that you actually, you have, this is plus 10, so it's upgraded. For a plus 10 unit, the defense is okay. For anything, that's a nice hit point total, actually. Like, you started off at, 40 or 42 then? Oh, wait, no, plus 5 from that. Okay. So her upgraded hit point total is actually really nice, which is great. And that I love the fact that you then also decided to go with a close counter, with the close defense rather, not close counter. She close counters naturally. Pro tip. But having it so that she can go ahead and initiate somebody there and stay alive so that she could also catch something later on with Vantage. She's going to probably take out whatever mage is going to want to attack her with the distant counter. So keep it, giving her close defense so that it slows down her hit point loss is a really, really nice idea. So that way that she could do that melee combat. She could turn around and catch a ranged hit and keep going. I like that. It's really done well. And once again, we're seeing more blessings. I haven't put a blessing on anybody. I know I've already said that, but I don't know. I'm starting to feel left out here. Ryama would like to have the water blessing, but to be quite honest with you, I'm not a Fjorm fan, so I haven't put it on anybody yet. I know I didn't spend a lot of time on this, but no, there's nothing bad to say here, and it's a very clever. I looked at it and I could see why you were doing everything you were doing. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, and I bet you your friends list likes you right now too. That's it's wonderful. Ivy, that's a wonderful Eldigan. Fury, and then saying screw defense, let's go life and death. There's the Desperation and the Brash Assault. There you go. That's a wonderful combo, and that has revitalized so many people right there. This is one of the better builds that you could give Eldigan period. There's a couple of things that you can sub out Life and Death for that would be intimidating, but to be honest with you, they're all they're hard to get a hold of. It's Distant Counter. Surprise, a unit being go with Distant Counter. And Heavy Blade. Because as you see here, now I know you have Life and Death, so take away 6 from that. Once you, you're obviously running him in a horsey team. Once you get a horsey buff on him, he's going to have the damage to do Heavy Blade out there, and then he's going to be proccing things all the time. Let alone the fact that Moonbow already only has a 1 cooldown. You're gonna with Brash Assault, you're gonna be doing that, but you could upgrade to something that has a little more potency if you did that. If not, Life and Death is wonderful. My only fear is that you get ganked with this particular build after you go and initiate on something. But if you let them run out there, take the damage, reposition them, and then let them just speed out there again. Now I could see that working. It's great synergy. Leveraging leveraging Brash Assault with Desperation, that is beautiful. And since you have Brash Assault, well, not because of Brash Assault necessarily, but because of the Brash Assault Desperation combo, yeah, who cares about defense? Even though your defense is still phone-droppingly acceptable. Let me pick up the phone again. That's great. That works. My mic has been in the shop the whole time. You guys can't see the left part of my bosom. That's okay, it's a new mic and it works. I'm just going to leave it there. Alex Trebek. Oh, wow, you upgraded the guard bow. There you go. That's nice. Getting yourself that wonderful, wonderful defensive bonus there. What else are you rocking here? Wings of Mercy, Distant, Defense 3, and Fury. Okay, so that is interesting. So it looks like you're go ahead and taking the hits, being defensive with her until you get Wings of Mercy, and then you could just go around and mop up. Mop up as you will. Coming back over here, Ren. Potential plus 11 res. Ivy is mine, says Ren. I'm using Gale Force Heavy Blade. Okay, yeah. That is a good combo. It's nice to have Heavy Blade and Brash Assault on this, like on the same set. I don't know if you're talking about having that as an A slot or not, but having it as an A slot, that is pretty. It gets overpowered. Your setup that you have right now is really good, and yeah, adding Heavy Blade and doing Gale Force. Yeah, I can see that being like a Brave Roy basically. I haven't been paying attention enough to chat. Want Dragon Lolly for president in 2020, says Jake. President Oboro, however, I could go President Oboro, I think. Maybe. Says Kingdom Hearts fan. Roblox girl. Yeah, I think... come on, Alex. You know, it's funny. You weren't here earlier. I will jump down to you after I finish taking a look at Alex's hero, because I know you were like a dedicated fan, and I'm so grateful for all of you. But it's like setting it in the thing a half an hour before it launches, and then I start the live stream late. Thank you. You're amazing. But yeah, reposition Iceberg Fury. It's a good solid build, and in player hand, I bet you this probably still screws with people in Arena, because it's funny. My assumption would be I would look at her and I'd be like, oh, it's a Fae, so she has Fire Sweep Bow. I gotta be careful with how I deal with that. And then I actually attack her, and then like not expecting her to attack me back, and so she taps me. Then she warps away with Wings of Mercy. I can see this being annoying. I wonder how you do use her. Do you use her often for a lot of player face stuff, or do you, and I mean not player face stuff, do you use her a lot actively as playing, or do you leave her on your defensive team? I could see her being problematic on defensive teams halfway, because like I said, no one checks heroes when they go into Arena. You just gotta tap real quick and make sure that you're getting what you're expecting. This, if someone doesn't check, this would be problematic enough, because the Garbo means that your attack is not going to be that effective. You're tapping them back. Wings of Mercy is definitely going to proc, because you know what, a lot of people are going to outspeed you, which is fine. Threat and defense is going to happen on them next turn. You're warping away. Somebody else is coming up to finish up what attacked Faye. I like it. I like the build. Okay. Is there a Donnell here? Keep on seeing someone talking about Donnell. Let me see if I have a Donnell. Oh, there you are! That's some dedication. I love that. And it's funny, going Rider's Bane really does. It's funny because once you get high enough in Arena, you stop seeing so many horses. And this Donnell will help get you there, because he's a villager and he's so maxed out on merges. But I bet that God, like looking at that with the Deathblow heavy blade combo, he's definitely going to be restoring his hit points quite often with Aether. Rider's Bane is wonderful, because even now you'll be able to go up against green units, and the only green that will ever retaliate against you would be Frederick, and no one runs Frederick. So, okay, not no one. I have seen them. They exist. I pull them all the time. But, so, I mean, that Rider's Bane's going to let you take care of all the green mages even just right away. Not even needing to double them, I bet. between the heavy blow, and then you can take that retaliatory hit from somebody, because not only do you have a decent amount of hit points and a decent amount of defense, but with that Aether there that's charging up, no, it's good. It's still a slow charge. I mean, it's gonna take a few whacks there. But I mean, with heavy blade, that's really what makes this build like super viable. It's a shame that Deathblow and Swordbreaker are low point arena things. But still, Jake, excuse me, sorry. Jake Horvath, thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. My Dragon Lolly waifu is Faye. How to roll her cheap? Oof. Well, she is 4-star. So if you wanted to get a bunch of Faye, did I just start something on my phone? Activity zone. I don't want the activity zone. Darn it, Samsung. Sorry about that. There's bound to be a banner for her soon. I would imagine that she would be in a banner in this first third of the year, and I say that. Why do I say that? Because I actually had a reason behind it. I really think that she's going to be shown in a banner before too long. There was already the Dragon Gauntlet banner where she was featured, but she's only been featured in 2 banners. So I'd imagine she'd be getting a third appearance, and I really think that she's going to get it sooner rather than later. That's my intuition. I suck at some of this intuition stuff, but that's my intuition. I would really just wait for whenever she gets popped up into a normal banner, not a legendary banner. I hope they don't put her in one of those legendary ones, because that's a different thought. What I would do is I would wait for her to be a focus unit and then just keep on pulling green, because you're going to get her in the 4-star pool. I'm obviously not free to play, but I mean, I'm sitting on a fistful of Fae down here. I pulled a 5-star way back in the day, but I mean, look at that. What is that? 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Just smiling, staring at me. So, I mean, it's possible. I wish there was a more foolproof way, but I mean, that's how they get you with gacha. Regardless. No, it's possible to get a Fae, and if you only ever get one, I mean, even if you get one with garbage IVs, I would still promote her. I'd still max her out. And then as you get more, just build her up, switch out with the IVs that you like. I think it'll work out really well for you. Once again, thank you for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. It does help me out a lot. It makes it's funny, as I was mentioning, I had to replace this microphone. It was not cheap. So it makes things making content still viable. So thank you once again. I greatly appreciate it. Let me see here. So I was in the middle of evaluating somebody whenever I saw that, and I jumped on answering that question. We are getting towards the bottom. Did it again. We are getting towards the bottom, so that's cool. We are getting to everybody. And I thank you for your patience once again. You guys are great. Turtle, Ivy, Alex. I think I was still just I think I finished up talking about Alex, and I just wanted to know how you used her. I don't know if you put that down here. I should like better, regular or brave, Jake. Regular is way better. Regular or brave, what? Ike. Oh, Ike. I showed my Ike a little bit earlier. I love my Ike. Legendary banner is Cancer, says James. Yeah, Cancer's a strong word. I usually reserve that for Cecilia, but yeah, I agree. Pay to play too. I meant cheap as in not blowing expensive units. Oh, that's stuff like close counter. Okay, I see. That's what you meant. One what you could do, she works best whenever she has a lot of defense. And I did feature a really tricked out build in a best teams video that I did using and Fa was there. So what I would do if you wanted to go a little bit inexpensive is, first of all, you have to. She really needs lightning breath. You can go without lightning breath if she's not. Sorry, let me rephrase this. If she's your waifu and you want her to be like on the front line, she has to have lightning breath. I showcased a build where she didn't, where she kept her normal breath weapon because that buff on there is pretty nice if you use it correctly, and she has enough bulk that she should be getting it there. The thing is you want her to be out front so that she gives it to everybody first. And triggers it because remember, the upgraded buff on that only lasted till the end of that. I forget if it's round or turn. Once the phase switches around, that buff goes away. So then you have to initiate with her again to restore that. So it's a little tricky. It's a little hard to work around. You could keep that though, and to be quite honest with you, if you do your matchups right, you can go ahead and give somebody else like a Tiki. You can build one of your other dragons on the team, or anybody on the team, because that doesn't just affect dragons. You can build somebody else on the team with a brave weaponry or some kind of double tapper. They're going to get that nice speed bonus. They're going to get that nice attack bonus. So you can make it viable with the initial breath weapon, but I would still give her a lot of defense. If you're not going with things like steady breath or something like that, switching, or if you're keeping the light breath, giving her distant counter is a good idea, but once again, that's expensive. I would just go with Fortress Defense. It seems like Seth likes popping up enough. Going with that's fine. You could also go with Fury, to be quite frank with you. It balances out her skills. The 6 hit point loss sucks, but in PvP, you probably won't incur the penalty of that, so to speak. As far as a B slot goes, though, giving her bonfire and giving her a quick riposte, I hate to say that that's the way to go, but it really is the way to go. Unfortunately, with the way the meta works, is you have to capitalize on times when you get initiated on if you're a slow unit. Otherwise, you're not effective. I'm eager for that meta to change, and it's starting to. But units like Fa. And there's a whole litany of people that fall in this boat. You have to maximize that, and maximizing that means quick riposte. So I would definitely consider spending the 20k feathers on Tsubaki, have him thank you, and then feed him to the dragon. That would be the way I would go. If you have any other questions about that, let me know. Sorry, I misinterpreted your question. Check Brave Ike, please. Yep, we'll check Brave Ike. Only because you said please, and because he was next. Brave Ike, +1. Now, this is it looks like a pretty standard build. It's interesting that you got rid of the blessing and put in quick riposte. Actually, it's a solid play. Obviously, the blessing does not protect you from everything, but the funny thing is that it does protect you from a lot of the more oppressive stuff. You can already take care of Reinhardt without any issue. Who cares? Cecilia is, as I mentioned before, I reserved cancer for Cecilia. She is so persistent, and keeping the blessing on Ike ensures that you can get rid of her. Otherwise, no, quick riposte is a good substitution. It's much more well-rounded. You probably get a lot more victories with this particular Ike. Don't know what your boon is, if any. I don't think you have a boon unless it's... No, I don't think you have a boon. Which is okay. It's quite flat here. But yeah, close defense 3 helping add to that. I see that you have rally defense resistance on here as well. That's pretty cool. No, I like it's a good Brave Ike build. Keeping Aether on there means that he recuperates. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Hey, Azura, Lady of Ballads, how are you doing? So, I like this. We're keeping our Erder and we have Glimmer on there. That's a nice 2-round special. Giving her hit points is pretty cool. I would go ahead and give her speed because honestly, even if you upgrade this to +5 hit points, if she gets outsped, and usually it's only going to be red sword lords to do it. However, there are some builds in using flyers and brave weapons that will take her out, even blue ones. It's just sad because I mean her defense is only 20. That's the thing. Her defense is only 20. Her real defensive score is her speed, and 37 is no joke. But it's easy to go up and over that. I don't think that having a hit point plus is the best use of the A slot in my opinion. I see you're still waiting for Wings of Mercy. That's my favorite B slot on any singer or dancer. There's obviously other options. We saw somebody earlier had Escape Route, but that build was perfect for it. I think that going with Wings of Mercy is good here because that way you can zoom over with Erder and with the the sing, and buff someone up. I think that that's going to be wonderful here. Deflect melee. That's an interesting. That's an interesting placement here. I almost wonder if it's. Sort of just if you switched out somebody's thing or not, and it's just there because deflect melee doesn't. I mean, it's good against the brave weapons like I talked about, but you're already in a world of trouble as it is. Whenever somebody comes up with a brave weapon, that will stop them from killing you, especially if they're blue. But I don't know. I almost think that maybe having her have a spur skill there in the C slot, not many people have those. If you have a spur, that would be great. Having another fortify there having a fortifier hone there would actually also be another good option, just so that she's giving people initial buffs once the match starts up, and you can do that. Or you can double up on Breath of Life. Going with Breath of Life with her is a little bit risky because you don't always want her attacking, but she does have plenty of speed. And if you do a good matchup against blue, she's gonna stick around. I've used her to kill off lots of blues before, especially if you do something like Triangle Adept as the A slot instead of at least speed is what I was recommending before. If you go with Triangle Adept, you can have her be a very, very effective blue wall. Otherwise, congrats on having Performance Arts Azura. That's great. She's a great unit, probably one of the best dancers out there, except for maybe her flying variant now because of the flexibility of flying. I wish I knew that personally. Can't pull her. It's killing me. No, I love her. So Roblox Girl is saying that I have 10 Azuras. I could build the others. Well, Azura is a great unit, and if you have more of her, definitely merge her up and use her more often in Arena. She has all the Azuras have the highest BST for the dancers. They're at 150. Neutral IV anyway. They're at 150. And that does help because it's always a pain in the butt to have that dancer penalty on Arena score. There's nothing worse than bringing that powerhouse there and then getting knocked down just those few extra points that stop you from progressing in Arena. Says that you're tier 6. Actually, running her is not going to be a problem for you. If you just pay attention to the Arena seasons, you're going to just rocket right up there. As a matter of fact, I'm sure you could probably jump the... What do you get? You can jump 3 ranks and lower ranks. It's really fine. I like this Azura. Really nice. Really nice Azura. Let's take a look here. Brennan was saying that his Azura has Triangle Depth and Wings of Mercy. Roblox Girl saying it's... kind of confused, like always when a red attacks her, she's always left with 1 hit point, and then she hits any unit 1 hit, and and they are out. I don't know if that's a glitch or is good. I just think that that's the way it falls, because honestly, here's the thing. She doesn't have a lot of hit points. She doesn't have a lot of defense, but she has a lot of speed. And the thing that is that I could see her being left with, maybe not exactly one, I could see her being left with low hit points often because of her speed. Her speed is saving her. Her speed is her real defensive stat. And so I could see that happening with her. It's just that, yeah, after that point, I mean, she's really low on hit points at that point in time. And yeah, I think preserving her so that she can be put into more precarious positions, but preserving her by changing around those skills, I think that would probably be the best bet there. I think you'll get a lot of bang for your buck if you do that. Let's come on back up here to Niall. Sorry that I skipped down there. I forgot that I wanted to get to her build so bad. But all right, giving him the slaying bow. That's a upgrade that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that resistance of 40. Jeez, and with the speed of... These are nice round numbers. Congratulations. I mean, I dare say that's pretty. It's I like that. But yeah, thanks to Fury for rounding all that out for you. Quick riposte just to make sure that you're punishing people. That is great. That is also very useful to have on there. The thing, because you only have a 40 attack, and I say that because 40's not... excuse me. 40's not that huge. I think that it's wonderful that you have that. Are you doing the 3-2-1 on purpose? I mean, I like it too. Like I said, it's just pretty. But otherwise, yeah, and I mean, you really don't need anything better than quick riposte 2 unless you care about the arena points, and if you're bobbing around at a certain place, then that's great. Dry defense 1, yeah, upgrading that to dry defense 2 eventually is good. I mean, with the buff of +6 there for distant defense, yeah, this is a wonderful mage counter, and it's gonna kill a lot of mages whenever you bait with it. Having the slaying bow there on Iceberg is also really nice. Help compensate for things because, yeah, I know you already know this, but I'm saying it out loud anyway. You catch the first hit, you hit back, then it's charged on that next hit for you to use with that second quick riposte hit. That's wonderful. Geez, everybody here is just bringing out lots of wonderful things. Hey, Winter Crom. I like Winter Croms. Why does it feel like I've already done this one? This is almost exactly like the other one. And I like it. There's good synergy between the Brazen Attack and Defense and Wary Fighter. I sort of bagged on it in the video a little bit. Works out a lot better, especially whenever you have, 42 defense. I mean, he must be plus defense and minus speed, it looks like. And then plus 4 defense there. Yeah, that's a lot of bulk. And once again, keeping the sack of gifts, great choice. I like that. That makes his kit really, really impressive. Once you get to that Heavy Blade 3, that 55 attack is almost always going to trigger everything. And yeah, catching people's attacks with Ignis there, starting the next round with a fully charged Ignis, and maybe even Brazen Attack and Defense. I would hope not after the first hit, hopefully, for your sake. But otherwise, yeah, this is devastating. It's going to really hurt things quite a lot. I like that. So we're down here for our Nero. Wow. So many people. I know that I'm taking my good old time going through these, but once again, thank you guys so much. It's how do I word this? I'm losing my words. I feel very privileged that people want to share these builds with me and with everybody in the community. I mean, we're displaying them here. I mean, there she is. It's great. I just feel so privileged that you guys want to share this with me and with everyone, and that I get to sit here and to praise and speculate on these heroes. It's great. So thank you guys so much. All right, mushing this over. Let's Let's talk about Tharia here. I have a thought about it. Wah, wah, wah. No, otherwise, yeah, it's good. It's nice that you went with Swift Sparrow. I went with Life and Death whenever I first pulled mine because that's what was available. But the Swift Sparrow is going to give her that boost in Arena once again, and it's so funny. It's important to have that boost because otherwise you build these great units and you don't get to actually have a good challenge with them. So the Swift Sparrow is nice, and it also keeps your defense and resistance around. Dragon Fang is a great option for Blade Tome users because of how easily you can buff them out. So that's a great call there. I also went with Vantage on my Tharia. I have Desperation on my Nino, but I have Vantage on my Tharia. Glad to see that we're people of culture. It's good to have there. Spur Resistance, can't say anything one way or the other. I have Quick Impulse to try to alleviate that pain of Dragon Fang there a little bit, and having the Blade Tome on her. Honestly, solid build. Great choice going with Swift Sparrow over top of Life and Death. You would probably, and it looks like you are plus speed. Am I right about that? Which is good. You need to be plus speed. I had a terrible Tharia at first and suffered for it, but Ryoma was always there to help her out with the good old hone speed and with a little bit of bulk. And once again, going drag back on somebody squishy like this is nice because you want to keep that wall in front of you. So, yeah, I don't have too much more to say about that. That's a really good Tharia, good unit to share with people. Sure, people are really enjoying it. Here's another Brave Ike. Swap Aether. Yeah, we're right back to what we were talking about with somebody else earlier. One, it's nice to see Swap here. It's really great on defensive units to be able to have Swap to be able to get into places. Otherwise, yeah, you're keeping the steady breath and you subbed out the Blessing for Quick Riposte, and that's going to get you a lot of dividends for kills. It's going to make it be problematic for Cecilia. She's probably still going to wreck you, unfortunately, even with Irvine. Or is it Irvan? Irvan. But with Quick Riposte there, yeah, you're going to get a lot more kills on everything else. And Threaten Defense, I prefer to switch that up to Threaten Attack just to keep your Ike, give him a few extra hit points if things are going really that south for him. Although, to his credit, he usually only needs to stare at somebody for a round and a half and then they go away. So, yeah, Threaten Defense may be the better option. I still prefer Threaten Attack. Give him the Quick Impulse so that he can get Aether off sooner is a wonderful option. Having that one extra lower there means that you can actually get it whenever you initiate on people instead of just catching it all the time. So that is a good use for it. There's only a few other heroes that really could use it better, so putting it on Ike is wonderful. Looking at the IVs, it looks pretty flat, which is fine. Yeah, not to give it a shorter screen time, but yeah, I think I've talked enough about the synergy of those already, so don't think I have that much to say. Oh, it looks like we're at the bottom. Let me hop out, hop back in. Let's go all the way to the bottom. I did it again. Let's go here. Yeah, we're at the bottom of the list, guys. Last four. If I missed you, type all in caps. Shout at me. I don't want to miss you. Let me say here. Alex Wanjag buy orbs to get the units. To be fair, Winter Cromren says original kit is already pretty good. Yeah, no, it works out better than I gave it credit for. Like I said, I bashed it in the video a little bit, and I shouldn't have. Tharia is not waifu material. Sad. Roblox girl, get lucky, I'll say. Thought about it. Yep. See, yeah, see, you get it, right? I don't understand what you're trying to say. Are you talking to me or are you talking to someone else in chat? That's why I want to expensive high school. The letter say you're lucky to be our student. That's how school works, right? Go to my Lisa. Lisa, please. Lisa is coming. I'm gonna try to take the rest of these in the order that is received. And unfortunately, I see you're at the very bottom. I don't mean to do that to you, but I am gonna go in order here. Because Seizo is interesting. I like to see Seizos. I have been playing around with the Seizo recently and seeing that you're really leveraging things. Here's the Smoke Dagger inflicting the huge debuff there, which is really, really great to everything. It's this is almost like and with the close counter there, it's really nice. You have a really good defense. This is well built, and this just shows the punishment that can happen. And honestly, if you put him on a defensive tile, he probably is just taking care of everything himself, I would imagine, right? Like, he doesn't even need support. He's just going to stand there. He's going to go ahead and do that because it happens after every combat, not just whenever he initiates or is initiated on. After any combat, and with close counter, I do mean any combat, he's going to be dealing that debuff. Whenever he attacks at a range, he's going to be dealing lots of pain to everybody. And that's just a good build. And Ignis just makes sense because it's funny looking at this. I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe you want to have Bonfire. No, it makes a lot of sense for him because he can have the staying power in order to do it. Either you keep him in the back and just let him lob things over and he'll charge up when he charges up, or you can put him on that defensive tile and just let him come into it. It's nice to see that you are continuing to develop him. I'm sure that that he's going to reach plus 10 eventually. This is good. It's nice to know that the new daggers are making it possible for him. And it's interesting you went with Might to bring him up to 47 attack. I wonder if that one extra attack actually was worth it over top of giving him 3 defense. But outside of that, I mean, like, I think that's probably even splitting hairs. I mean, I would prefer to see plus defense on that, but like I said, it might just be splitting hairs. I bet you he just takes care of things without much issue. Either not literally dancing, but dancing in the background or standing on a defensive tile. I bet you he just mops things up. So the nice build here. Great job. Who is Jellyfish anyway? Because I have not seen anyone named Jellyfish in chat. Hey, SD King! Woo! Oh, hey, you sent me a request too. All right, hey, I will take a look at that. Yeah, good to see you, SD King. Hey, by the way, if you guys have not seen his stuff, SD King does have some really, really great videos. Honestly, I got first tuned into him whenever he started doing some stuff with Varian. I'm not going to spoil it. If you're like, oh, Varian's a chump, go check it out. It's wonderful. Brando. First of 2 releases that we got here. Upgraded Slaying Axe, Distant Counter. Oh, Distant Counter and Bold Fighter. Okay, so you're trying to do the Omni build thing, which she can do. She has the stats for it, and I think she is flexible enough for it. What's nice is that she's going to lose some hit points here, depending on how you do things, pretty rapidly. So the fact that you have that Ignis charge for whatever thing you're doing, whether you're doing the double swing with Brave Fighter next, or if you're doing the Distant Counter catch, I like that. Having Ignis charged up is great. Usually I end up recommending a slower build things even for a Bold Fighter, just to say like, oh, that way you get it in there. But I mean, between the Slaying Axe and the Ignis, that's really great. And it is good that you have the distant defense on there. It makes bow users, and of course all dagger users, pretty much inept. And the resistance there gets bumped up to 40. That's substantial. And of course, if you put her in an armor team, I mean, you have 45 armor here. If you put her in an armor team where somebody else has 45 armor, or they have, she would love to have hone armor. I mean, giving her that 6 speed is wonderful. Giving her that because that's actually wonderful in general because it stops her from being doubled by many ranged mages. So I like that a lot. So yeah, I bet you that this is probably a really wonderful unit. I mean, obviously you love the unit because you gave her a distant counter, but I'm sure that this is something that you've spent a lot of time on, or have wanted to field a lot of time on for your team? Wow, I'm like losing all of my vernacular. Losing it all. Let me catch up with chat. Jesus, he's already finished, Roblox Girl says. So what happened? Oh. Finished with what? I didn't do anything. Oh, okay, Jesus. Finish my Donnie, please. I wanted to help. I want help because I don't know what refinement I should do with Rider's Bane. Oh, okay. Okay. So you were up here. I see. Let me just tap that real quick. Is this one yours? I thought, because you already have a... No, wait, the Rider's Bane one. Where are you? I saw the Rider's Bane Donnell up around here somewhere. Must have passed it up. So, here's the deal. With the Rider's Bane Lance, yeah, you can do the negating buff to Horsies. And on a unit that can do distant counter, like if you give that to Effie and then you give her distant counter, that's very worthwhile because that's just going to destroy horse teams so well. Their Blade Tome users, their primary buff is gone. That lets you leverage a lot of that. I don't necessarily know if going with that with Donnell is crucial because he doesn't. Your Donnell didn't have a distant counter that I can remember. If I'm wrong, then yeah, you want to go with that negate. Forget the name. I think it might just be called negate. Otherwise, I would go with for Donnell. Ooh. He should still be okay with defense, and it would actually work out rather well for him because then he could still spar even with like I said, there's the only green horse that you're ever gonna fight in melee is Frederick, and no one fields him. If I need to say more, go ahead and please say something. I can elaborate a little bit more on that, but I do want to get back to where we were. Oh, SD King, of course, a shout out. You're awesome. There is top tier waifu. There is not well adjusted or normal at all. Also, she's flat like a... Oh, wow, it's fighting words. Dark Cloud Strife, send a request. Hopefully I can get in. Oh, absolutely. Good to see you, man. Thanks for jumping in. We are getting to the point where we're wrapping up. Let me go ahead and do these last two here, and then I'll refresh this page. So, we have a Lucas. Who was this one again? Sierra. I don't know who you are in chat. That's the worst part about that. Quick glance on things. Now, this is very similar to what we saw earlier with that Aboro, and this is the way to make a good blue defender. I wish there was something else that you could do instead of steady defense and distant counter, but it's just too powerful. I even remember making a joke downplaying a little bit, saying that steady breath was going to just change the meta for weeks. I think I said months. Steady breath is just overpowered. And not overpowered as in you can't get around it. Overpowered as in there's almost no reason to run anything else on a defensive unit. But otherwise, no, this is very, this is great. Ignis lowering, having a 3 cooldown because of your Slaying Lance. You're plus defense, right? Yep, you're plus defense. I mean, you're at 42 here, and you're doing close defense. I'm assuming you're going to up that to close defense 3 for 6. Once again, 48 defense. Try to chew through that. 50 hit points, good luck. You know, that's a wonderful, wonderful Lucas. I feel like we talked about a little bit of that somewhere else before, so I don't have anything extra to say. But no, that's wonderful. And honestly, merging him later on is a great option. If you have a spare 20k feathers, I would do that. It's going to bump his defense and hit points first, I think, which is exactly what you want. So go for that. Thank you so much. There we go. Now we're finally down to the second Lisa. Sorry to keep you waiting once again. Oh, keeping the handbell. All right, that's great. And once again, here's a lot of love. Now, Astra, I'm going to come back to Astra in a moment. But, I mean, it's nice. It's interesting you're going with the Omni build right here, like many other people are. Because, yeah, Bold Fighter only works on initiating. Distant Counter, sort of by definition, only works when you're initiated on. So it's interesting to see you're going with the Omni build, too. I see your minus speed, and that scares me a little bit for you. I see that you're plus defense, but it doesn't. Or is that the plus defense? Oh, you want plus resistance on the handbell. Okay, that makes sense. Regardless, that speed really does terrify me for you a little bit. Because I could see her hurting a lot, and it's a good thing that it's vengeful, not bold, that has the hit point threshold, because I could see you getting whacked on really well. Now, here's the saving grace with this, of course, is Astra. I don't know how many times I've killed units that I shouldn't have with a Ryoma with Astra. Ryoma's attack is not that much better than what you've got here, and if you do it on defense, I mean, you're getting the +2 attack here. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Your Heavy Blade is going to be charging that up really fast. Astra is an underappreciated skill, and now that it's at 4 by default instead of anything more, I really like that. Keeping the handbell, like I said, is really, really great because I'm fearful for your speed. That is, and I know that. I mean, it's not like it's merged. It's not like you chose minus speed, but I do feel fearful for you with this build. Although I'm sure, especially in PvE, that this is absolutely fine. I bet you're mopping up in Tempest Trials with her right now. So that is quite wonderful. Yeah, we did see a similar build to that earlier, so I'm not going to say a heck of a lot more, but I mean, that's what we got. It's really great. So no, nice dedication on that Semage, but yeah, like I said, I am still nervous for that speed. Let me catch up with chat. Hate how Gamepedia approved the Mage Killer Seizo build. Yeah. No Seizo build should be approved. What? Jake? Whatever. Well, I have to go. Oh, Roblox Girl, I hope I got to say goodbye to you before you actually left. Thank you for jumping in. I appreciate it. Glad I got around to your unit. Sorry to make you wait. And seriously, I know you're probably not here anymore, but I will say thank you so much for being such an early arriver. That's great. Summer Frederick needs to come back because you want us chibi. That's fine. Yeah, that's good. No, I had so much hope for Summer Frederick, and he just did not pull through. At least not for me. All right, let me go ahead and do this because honestly, it's getting a little late for me. But here we go. Just rubbing it in. I could not get a frickin' Halloween Maui. And here she is. Blade Tome up in the sky, giving her death blow. Is that her natural speed, or are you minus speed? I don't think you would choose minus speed, SD, but regardless, I mean, yeah, with 4 to 5 flyers, it sort of doesn't matter what is going on here. You give her that, you give her a 4 to 5 from someone else, and that's all she wrote. Going with a Growing Wind is very interesting. I like. Is 5 the max that you can do? You can't do that to 6? I thought. Oh no, it starts at 4 now. That's right. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. Growing Wind is that's a wonderful area attack, and since it leverages, it doesn't do the Blade Tome buff, but since you're already buffing her up so darn much, it's really good to see an area attack on that. With 52 attack, I bet you that is, and you're going against resistance. I bet you that is pretty darn brutal. Wish that Death Blow would stack with that. Life and Death would stack with that, but that's not a big deal. Fortify, of course, would stack with that. And the fact that you have Heavy Blade means that you're going to see that you're guaranteed to see that at least once in combat. I bet you there's been times where you've just had a field day with your Naui, and I bet you she's probably used it a couple of times. I really like to, and I think it's great that you have that other skill on there, because when it comes down to it, Blade Tome and I'm sure you already know this, but I'm going to enunciate this anyway. Yeah, the Blade Tome already has enough potency once you work it right. You don't need to have Moonbow or Glimmer on that. It's fun to have one of the Draconic things on there because you can really buff that out and just watch it nuke. But you don't, unless you're trying to one-shot the end of a Tempest Trial boss, you don't need it. Here you have Growing Wind. You probably could one-shot a Tempest Trial boss with this. And if anyone else is standing next to it, you are okay risking your Nowi going up there, because then you're going to be able to easily yank her out with reposition, or have someone leapfrog over top of her and take out that other unit. And yeah, Growing Wind is probably one of the easiest to use specials because of its pattern. Nice square, everything around. Very solid, very nice. I like it. As I expected from you, sir. Coming back here to chat. Bullfighter stacks with blade. The heavy blade will activate whenever whenever that unit's being attacked. So you're always getting that increment to the charge. No, they don't stack. So it's not like you're getting double whenever you attack. And maybe I did say something that implied that. I probably screwed that up, and I probably should have slowed down a little bit. So sorry about that. I hope that no one mistook that. Let me see here. Baruka is a sophisticated waifu choice. Wow, I'm really talking about waifus here. Baruka is a great waifu. Patrick, 100% honesty, and none of your other units will know. Who is your waifu / husbando? Ooh. Oh, Roblox girl, I'm back. Found that it's still not 3 a.m. So now I'm back. Well, welcome back. I did wanted to tell you before that, yeah, it's... thank you so much for being such an early participant in this Roblox girl. I do thank you so much. Man of culture. I love Ryoma, and honestly, Fury is his best defensive skill. I have Swift Sparrow on mine. You could go Steady Breath, which probably is a better defensive thing overall, but honestly, Fury just makes it such a pain for defensive teams. I mean, look at this. 39 speed, 56 attack. It's beautiful, and the advantage is there. If you're just ho-humming along, and if you think you're going to go ahead and kill Ryoma with a mage and then just walk away, it's not going to happen. This Ryoma is a large pain in the butt. I really, really like it. So I was just checking who it was, Luna Kami. It is fantastic. So, good job. And good on you for keeping Hone Speed. Hone Speed is wonderful. Having the spur speed there is pretty cool, but the Hone Speed, it's wonderful. It's neat that you switched up to a Dragon Fang. He does have enough attack that if you give him one buff, it'll return dividends for you there. I used to run Astra on my... Back when it was 5 turns, I used to run Astra on my Ryoma. Now I switched it out to Moonbow for Voting Gauntlet because it tends to be more useful that way. But honestly, Astra has saved me so many times, and I bet you Dragon Fang is going to give you a nice pop too. Like I said, especially if you have just one buff. Get yourself to 60 attack, and it's all over for so many things. It's a really nice Ryoma. I respect that. Cups. Wow, dedication once again. You guys are amazing with the dedication that you put on these. And switching her out to a Fire Sweep Sword. That's really nice. 55 attack, 43 speed. Did I say 45? What did I say for attack? 59 attack, in case I didn't say that. Oh, we're seeing Growing Wind again. That is great because you know you're going to probably charge that up fairly quickly. Not massively quickly. Oh, hey, Heavy Blade. Didn't see that. Take that back. With 59 attack and with any kind of flyer buff. Yeah, that's going to charge up after your first initiation on somebody. Because you probably will have to double tap them even with 59 attack. You probably will have to get that second hit in there with Fire Sweep. And then, yeah, you could go ahead and Growing Wind on somebody. That's wonderful. Seal Attack, it looks in Attack Smoke, it looks like it's a nice preservation mechanic, and she needs it. 36 hit points with plus 10. What's going on here? Is that minus hit points? It looks like it. 31 defense is okay. 34 resistance is pretty darn good. But with 36 hit points, it almost doesn't matter what your defense is. But otherwise, yeah, I see what you're doing here, trying to use the attack. Because, I mean, it's fire sweep. You're not taking the initial damage. So you're lowering that person's attack. And if you're still around, and then you're lowering everybody else's attack all around, it's a good preservation mechanic. And it helps out other people, too, in the area. That's not bad at all. With that kind of speed, I know that you're not going to, unless you're getting growing wind on them, you're not going to be killing Ira, or you might be able to kill Mia. She has crappy hit points, but you're not killing Ira on initiation. So I would look at that and go, I would want to run Swordbreaker, but honestly, I bet you this almost makes her a pseudo tank in a way, which is really cool. It's neat to see builds that break out of the box and go out there and do something unique. And once again, the dedication. Good Lord. That's fantastic. And here I am. I'm like afraid to merge my two, and I have no reason to keep the other one. I take that back. I'm going to check the IVs because I have plus attack minus speed. But all right, I'm going to come back here. Oh, I did get 3 more. Okay, let's check it out. I did it again. Oh, no, that was the 3. Okay. Perfect. Well, you know what? I think that is going to be it. I'm going to take a couple of moments here just to chat with you guys and chill and check and catch up with the chat. But honestly, I know I originally said that I'd want to do Tempest Trials, but yeah, between the technical problems and everything, this has gone on for I started this at 10, right? 10, 11, 12, 1, yeah, 3 hours. I think that's plenty. I could be wrong. So, yeah, that's great. Let me check up here. I did not answer the waifu question. That was on purpose because they hear me. They hear me, Jake. But if it is any consolation, I will show you who I have S ranked, right? Or S, summoner supported. So that's what I got. So I'm just going to leave that there. Let's see here. Brave Axe on her, no. On Baruka, with the refinery, I would prefer other things. But because Slaying Axe would just be too expensive before. But, yeah, I would probably switch that out, James, eventually. If you're talking about Baruka. If you're not talking about Baruka, then forget I said anything. SD King is talking about AoE specials can kill Sigurd because no triangle disadvantage. Yes. Yeah, no, that's, I like that. Who do you think is better, Brave Ike or Baruka? Oh, he does say it depends. That's really nice. Bike has steady breath. Flyers cannot. How diplomatic of you. I would have been like, nope, it's Baruka. Actually, Baruka could do some brutal things. Roblox girl, you don't have Halloween now either. I don't. Man, the kindred spirits, you and I. I put Fierce Stance and Vantage on my thoughts from Ghostal. See, that is pretty interesting, giving him that extra buff, because he originally had that Defiant. No, Defiant Speed is what he had. He didn't have Defiant Attack. He had Defiant Speed. And the Defiant series, and with like, I can't even say 2, with one exception, I find Defiant to be quite garbage. And having said that, that is an interesting way to go, having the Fierce Stance there so that he capitalizes on that. If you give him something to slow down the hit points he's hemorrhaging, because his defenses aren't great and his hit points are barely okay. If you have something there to stop that hemorrhage, I do think that's a good combination. He in PvE especially, he one-hit kills a lot of things. You can use him to bait. You can use him to initiate on somebody and then still bait a Naui or a Julia or Deirdre if you need to. That isn't too bad, and having that extra pop there does make him really proficient. I like that. James, do you think that Brave Axe is good for Lisa? If you're keeping the bold fighter on her, then actually, going with Swift Sparrow or Deathblow and Brave Axe works out very, very well. I mean, if you do something stupid funny, like give her a heavy blade, and then give her like a high, give her Aether. It's amazing. The staying power she's going to have, the damage she's going to be dealing out. There are a few corner case builds that people build just to combat Brave Weapon users, but luckily the meta is shifting away from them. And in lower tier arena, the people who are still clinging to the Brave Weapon defensive meta are not going to withstand that kind of damage. And in the higher tier arena, people are shifting away from that because it's not as potent. So you're still going to be mopping up. So I think Brave. The chat always goes over my face. Word to my face. Sorry, maybe. No, it's a great weapon. If you do have the aggressive build with her, that's fine. Just as long as you're not. Who cares about speed really at that point in time for aggressive? But you shouldn't be minus speed. Period. As long as you're not minus attack on your Lisa. Yeah, Brave Weaponry is fantastic. Roblox girl. Oh my god. On my Ryoma, their attack is always 25. Come on. 10 defense. Not getting a good Ryoma. Sorry about that, Roblox girl. Could you check my Sigurd? Where did you send Sigurd? Oh no, my Effie didn't show up there, Dark Cloud Strife. Let me, oh, I see why. I know why your Effie didn't show up, I bet. Add a couple more spaces there. So if anyone wants to fill those up, they can. Race for it. No, sorry. It is pretty late. It is a 3-hour stream. And so I think, and I want to make sure that I get to those people that have been here the whole time and want to show me a build. I definitely want to take a look at that. Rick Hurst, up Patrick. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Now that I'm saying that I'm getting close to wrapping up. Feels so bad. But yeah, no, it's been a while for me here. Best set for Ike with plus speed to be champion. Honestly, I'd have to say one of the best sets for, I'm assuming you're talking vanilla Ike. One of the best sets for Ike, period, right now, regardless of IVs, is Steady Breath and Wrath. Giving him, you can give him Aether if you want to get arena points. Give him Glimmer if you just want to mow through things and have it be funny. You can also go Vantage if you don't want to do Wrath for that center spot. But yeah, like I said, pretty much it's nice that he's plus speed because his speed compared to Ryoma is garbage. That's the trade-off there, right? Is that he has better defense, but he doesn't have as good a speed, and honestly, that does make Ryoma the better unit between the two. But they're so close together that that's splitting hairs, right? Now back onto the topic. Honestly, Steady Breath and Wrath is amazing. I have an Ike. Where's my Ike? Because I like Ike. I have Ryoma everywhere. Or I could just go to the bottom of the screen. I'm doing Steady Breath and Vantage. I have Wrath fodder, but I'm trying to save it for Lynn because I'm hoping that she's good with it now that with the refinery upgrades. But yeah, I have Aether on him, and it just recovers his hit points after he just starts slaughtering things because he tends to charge up Aether, or comes close to it after the first catch. Being initiated on. He will oftentimes kill everybody, or he can reinitiate on somebody and kill them. At that point in time, he has it all charged up, and then he throws Aether on a fresh target. So he's recovering not full hit points, but he's getting back up there. I've seen him. I haven't run him much on this Tempest Trial. I ran him on the last one because he was my Brave Ike check in that one. And he destroyed a lot of things. So that's what I would do with Ike. Whoa, Rajat. Yeah, no, that Rajat is... Jake. Attractive, classy, chest fit for a king. Yeah, no, I'm very proud of that Rajat. Honestly, I wasn't going to plus 10 her. I had orbs for a summoning session, and I tried to do a live stream, and I was so upset that I couldn't get the live stream working that I just, in depression, I sat on the bed and I just started summoning. And it was a sickening number of Rajats came to me. Like, I should have recorded it. Anyway, and just done a voiceover on it because it was amazing. Like, they flooded to me. And so then, I spent all the rest of my orbs that I had trying to get the Rajat just to plus 10 afterwards, and it worked out well. Oh, you don't have Baruka Roblox Girl. That happens. It's weird because she's 3 stars, but that happens, I guess. She was my first flyer, actually. What weapon should I put on? Plus attack minus speed. Winter Lisa. Plus attack minus speed Lisa. Honestly, with a minus speed, and I started to imply this earlier, with a minus speed, I would not run Bold Fighter. I would go Quick Riposte and make her, or Vengeful, if you have that lying around, Vengeful Fighter. I would put that on her, which means that I would give her a slaying weapon. That has plus defense or plus resistance, since she has okay resistance, but plus defense on it. That's what I would do, at least as a fix or update to that. The plus attack is going to be punishing, and you could. Now here's the thing: because of Bold Fighter, you could just give her we were talking about Brave Axe or. Excuse me. Wow, why am I getting all these weird hiccups late at night? My apologies, people. I'm sorry. The minus speed doesn't matter for combat purposes because Bold Fighter is going to let you get both swings there. So you could do something like Brave Axe, or you could do Slaying Axe still. It's a great weapon. It's versatile enough because you do whatever the heck you want with it. But so you could go that whole route if you wanted to. Let me regroup my thought here. With minus speed, though, I would make her more defensive because you want her to be able to capitalize on any doubles that she still gets. But if you want to be aggressive with her, Brave Axe is fine. She has a great BST. If you want to have a little more arena points, I don't know how much I don't know if it'll matter. It should matter if you want to go with Slaying Axe so that you can upgrade it. That'll give you enough points to give you a couple more in arena, which might be all you need to be able to stay in a tier or go up a tier. So they're asking Brave Axe or Slaying Axe plus defense for arena point. Yeah, I basically offer both of those options. I didn't answer the question. Especially if you have armor march somewhere in your your team. You could go with the aggressive route, but otherwise, with that minus speed, I wouldn't do it. I'd make her a defensive unit, which means going Slaying Axe. That's a more hard decision there. Hope they bring back Black Knight, says James. So do I. Sigurd gonna be the second one you check for me. Twinfold TV. Did you send a Sigurd? Let's see what I got here. Did it again. Keep doing it. Cloud and Moon. All right. Would you recommend Cancel Affinity or Guard on Faye? I showed you earlier Wings of Mercy is only there because she comes with it. Well, Wings of Mercy is nice for point-wise, and as is Cancel Affinity, and I could see her being problematic on defensive teams, Alex. Otherwise, I would probably, unless you bump into a lot of people, I would go with Guard. Now, here's the thing. Guard is less arena points, but if you're being defensive with people, or if you're being defensive, the last thing you want is to just charge up their special for them for free. So guard ends up working out really well. Problem is that's expensive. It's 20k feathers, and well, it's probably 20k feathers. I never get. Does Leon have it at 4-star? I forget. I only ever get Titania. It can be expensive, and like I said, it's not worth as many arena points as Cancel Affinity or Wings of Mercy. If that doesn't bother you, honestly, I would go with guard. It's who is it? Dire Thunder, who's going through the underappreciated skills. He talked about guard a while ago. Guard is wonderful. It just stops you from having your defensive unit get owned. +6 army of 1 Effie. I like it. Otherwise, I mean, it's funny. This looks like a very don't take it personally. It looks like a very vanilla build here up at the top. I would have still gone with unless you have armor march or not armor march. Infantry pulse doesn't work, does it? I would have gone with bonfire to make sure that it procced. It probably will proc here for you anyway, because 1 2 1. No, yeah, you're fine. Never mind. Math is hard, guys. This is brutal. I mean, it's whenever you look at that kind of damage, it just falls on people. And the amount of time I have somebody on my friends list who has a very similar build. The amount of times I just see that thing, see her one-shotting people with one spear hit, let alone anything else. It's crazy. Crazy talk, I tell you. It's not cool that you have Savage Blow. I'm assuming you're just taking time upgrading that, because giving her SP and stuff is a little bit of a pain in the butt. It can be anyway, without Armor March. But the having Savage Blow there, that is pretty nice. It does weaken everybody else, and it lets her... the nice thing is if she kills somebody, a double Savage Blow around her is going to make it so that she does have a good chance of threatening and killing people on the enemy phase whenever they come into her, because she's only going to get one tap, and it's only at 51 attack. That's nothing to write home about, but you might be able to take something out like that. I love that. I did not think of that synergy until just now. So that's a wonderful... that is a wonderful idea. So nice job there, Cloud. Alright, this is the last one I'm going to do, because I am running out of steam, I have to admit. Hey, another good Ryoma. Oh, it's pretty much, practically just talked about this. Is this the same person? Or did somebody get shuffled around here? That would be annoying, because that means I am skipping somebody. Could have sworn we talked about this Ryoma already. Because, yeah, Fury... And once again, I mean... Yeah, one buff is going to go ahead and put him up to 60. Dragon, we did talk about this. This Ryoma is great. It's still great. Holds up the test of time. Dark Cloud Strife. Oh, she's wonderful. I like that one. Ty Tran, I'm glad you got some good advice on your Lisa there. Roblox girl saying Christmas. Tharia, she say I already got the chicken for dinner. Poor Fa. All right, guys. Well, you know what? Like I've mentioned, I am pretty much have been spent. But you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for spending your evening with me. The people who just came, I am sorry that we were only around here for like a half an hour, but I do appreciate you coming in. Everybody else, once again, the people who did super chats, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much. Do a real quick plug here. I have an Instagram channel. If you do Instagram, if you like pictures, please join me there. I try to post every day, and it's always just little quick snippets of things. Sometimes I do tips. Sometimes I just do funny things I see. And you also get behind the scenes things. I forgot to do it tonight, but usually I take a picture of setups that I'm doing. I take pictures of screens of things I'm working on for different videos. So you get a little inside look if that's your thing. I greatly, I would encourage you to come join me there. I also have a Discord channel. If you want to go ahead and hop on there, I would appreciate it. It's actually a quiet place, really quiet, really subdued. It's relaxed. It's not busy, and honestly, there's a good handful of people that are on it, but it's not overbearing. And I really like the community there. If that sounds fun to you, come on in. If you prefer chaos, then there's other places for you, and I'm sorry that I'm not providing that. Otherwise, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you guys once again so much. And for joining me here tonight. If you guys have any recommendations on the stream or anything like that, feel free to make a comment on this video once it goes live. I'd like to be able to hear that feedback so I know how to help better facilitate these and make them a little bit smoother, since this is new for me. And do me a favor, if you're new around here and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you like your Fire Emblem information hot and fresh like Grandma's cookies. My name is Deltran. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate all of you. I truly do. And until next time, take it easy. And there we go.